absolute menace the longer this game goes. And even at 1 or 2 items, we've seen Mashas just completely take over, especially when they're damaging the squishier heroes. Now with the weapon mastery, it might be even more possible, but maybe the early game is where Evos really want to bank on this.
That's what we're expecting, right? That's what we're expecting in the later stages of the game with, of course, the options of emblems that Lutfi has utilized. But Reptar made it clear for us earlier on that this is Lutfi's debut pick on the Masha. He hasn't used it so far, not in the regular season, not in the playoffs. So it's another hidden strat, but we'll see how he performs on it.
Good poke. But my question is, why Masters... Oh, wait a minute, Dreams gets poked as well and is forced back. Right as the turtle spawns, Kairi already invading Arashi. Most Mashas, all Mashas so far have gone Master Assassin. This is the first weapon mastery Masha.
Might be just a difference in ideas, right? Maybe he's trying to play for weak side. He knows there won't be a lot of brawling in his lane when Mpl Onic goes for that gold lane. So if he goes for aggressive stats, yes, he can maybe be able to pull off some kind of outplay, some kind of 1v1. But against a Charizla, the chances are it's going to be a bit less. Clockwork right now gets jumped on the Keyboy.
Very, very low, forced to flicker out. Better airstrike coming down, first blood by Annabelle. And now Appraiser's breath. Annabelle still able to steal it as well. Kairi gonna miss out on that retreat battle. And he gets chain CC. That penalty zone was perfect from Fluffy.
A perfect poster as well to set up this game. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ling coming up as one of Annabelle's secret hidden weapons. It was taken out by Mpl Onic in the final upper brackets, but here he shines. 1-0-1 so far, going to be able to pick up that neutral objective as well. The rising star from Evos Glory.
We're seeing a huge swing here in the meta where Assassins now can really try and match some of these fighters in the first turtle. Most time it's always about letting go for the first few objectives and then going for the next objectives when you have some more items, when you have some more combos available. But I guess for Evos, like we said in game number 2, with the penalty zone, with the Minu and Fury, there's always a chance for Annabelle to just come in right here. And in contrast to the previous game, he has an invulnerability window here with the Tempest of Blades. So that in combination with the Minu and Fury can almost guarantee a neutral objective take.
So are we saying this is the calm before the storm? Are we expecting a better mid-game composition from Mpl Onic?
I believe in the mid-game they're definitely going to turn up the aggression. And we saw earlier, they know how to deal with big teamfight combo compositions. Especially with the Masha later on, they have an option here to go full on split push. And even if you take out a Masha with 2 or 3 members, from the patterns, from the way we've seen things, that Masha can absolutely trade 1-for-1 at least.
Final splash though, bringing Dreams back for the airstrike right on him, forcing him to flicker out to safety. What a roam by Sans, and CW still zoning brands.
Meanwhile, we saw earlier on that Annabelle first item, the Haas Claws. What's the game plan?
You've seen the Lings go with the Haas Claws, with the Berserker's Fury. Bit more, a lot of burst damage, a lot of crit, but also a lot of sustainability in the middle of a fight. So it's a double benefit type of itemization. So right now, especially in the early game, that still is going to be a big factor. It's going to allow him to actually heal up in the jungle as well in between big engagements. The longer the game goes though, he might be bursted down faster.
And now Annabelle unable to chase Keyboy down. Wow! Mpl Onic prevail in a chaotic duel. For the airstrike once again going to be used up as a Tempest of Blades. But Annabelle won't really be able to threaten anyone. FNOC just keep on going straight. What is the threat of Evos Glory? Evos threw everything at them and they just took it.
What? Annabelle was 2 levels ahead.
It doesn't even matter, man. They just stand there, unfazed. Mpl Onic, it's almost like with all these adversities posed towards them, they just can't relate. They pull away Annabelle, distracting him. They get a pick off using Lutfi, and then in the midst of all the chaos, they still had their eyes on the turtle. Multi-layered strategies, as always, from Mpl Onic, and Evos are just bewildered.
And we talked about it earlier on, right? The fact that Lutpi is on his debut pick, Masha. And that is what he does on it, 2-0-0. The fact that he was able to get that damage over just really helped Mpl Onic secure that second turtle, sorry. Game fact by Gopay, Roger became the most picked hero in the gold lane throughout MPL ID's Season 13 playoffs with 20 picks and 0 bans. So far, CW has picked it up once again, and nobody has been able to punish him for it. Still at 0-0. Will this be the same story that we saw in the last game?
I mean, in general, it's hard to punish Roger, but Annabelle now under the turret, happy feet, sliding away from the danger. Osans, whoa!
He's going for the chase?
What?
On the wings by Wings, gets caught by Fluffy on those hammers, but he has Blood Wings, so he's just gonna try to sidestep, and he just walks out of that initiation. Final slash, we can dreams back onto Kyrie. Continues this. He wanted to go for the invade, but now he decides, nah, never mind. We'll just retreat.
Look at the itemization. Kai really went straight for the blade armor, so already initially they understand that this composition from Evos rely heavily on that backline, on Brands, as always with Evos. So now with the Masha able to just threaten the Ling away potentially, all Kai really has to worry about is that DPS coming in from the carry. So it's almost like what Annabelle was doing in the previous game. It's itemizing for all the physical defense, and he can really neglect to itemize for magical defense.
On the final smash, Intermittent Fury penalty zone to the backline, able to find Sans, but he flickers out to safety with Wings by Wings, a Razor's Wrap. Kyrie with the Red Sheep battle now, and he finds it, able to dash out to safety, finds the airstrike stolen away. Fluffy gets that last shot to take him down, but Keyboy continues this chase with a vengeance. Top of the blades to the backline, CW still trying to survive, like and pounce to dodge away from the Divine Blades. My goodness, Annabelle continues this. Sans gets the Blood Wings back up, gets a stun as well, but CW is unable to tap on that Lycan Pounce fast enough. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Lutpi almost taking Brands out.
So that's a neutral objective trade over Kyrie as well as Keyboy, and Evos are able to pick a turret in the top lane. It looks like Brands is eyeing for this mid lane turret, but CW and Kyrie is there.
It's a bit of a trade-off, but for Mpl Onic, it definitely isn't ideal, but it's better than nothing. Looking at the gold advantage, actually Evos has the advantage ever so slightly everyone else but the EXP lane. That's where Lutpi has been an absolute menace. And if you look at how he's been playing, even with the Heptaseas, you're seeing that he's really less willing to go all in, all crazy, the same way Luke, the guy who made this mashup famous, was known to be doing, right? Earlier, just going in against Brands, there's a chance he could have traded 1-for-1, but he's happy to just burn a battle spell and threaten Brand away and just walk away as well. So it's a more calculated, a more precise approach from Lutpi here that's just less reckless.
He has the BOD now, by the way, and he was able to push in that turret in the bottom lane. So he's busy, he's doing work. Annabelle gonna try and clear up and focus on the housekeeping as Kyrie looks in to steal this away. Fluffy's there though.
Yep, the hammer. Oh, Kyrie takes away the orange buff. And Lutpi will be able to get away, only losing 1 HP bar. Dreams and Clockwork in the mid lane, handling that siege very, very well.
That's a great combo. Send your crazy burst damage split pusher along with the jungle to make sure that you can get a chance to just threaten for a jungle kill or get his buff away. That is gonna be one way for Mpl Onic to really get a level advantage, but he is still Kyrie, one level below Annabelle. He's been able to farm really, really well. With Evos setting up right here, you can see CW actually being on the scout, but Lutpi! Ooh, wait. Annabelle.
Keyboy?
Just trying to chase him down, man, trying to stun him. Get him off that wall! But Annabelle, too slippery. Whoa, Brands! Able to find that ambush on CW, forcing him to recall.
Ooh, is this the setup that Evos Glory are looking for? It still looks like Annabelle wants to focus on his purple buff before he begins on the next neutral objective take, but every time we go for a neutral objective setup, I always mention levels because I want to see who has the better advantage, but so far, despite
Penalty zone on a 2, final slash connecting on the Brands. He goes for the vengeance and flickers back out to safety for the airstrike as the Minion's Fury knocks up Kyrie, who gets the appraiser's wrap. But Annabelle, knocked up from the wall now. It's a thunderclap. Keyboy gonna be slain by Annabelle as he gets out. Good angle to escape TW. Like in form! Lutpi with a thunderclap again finds another. Lutpi and CW comes up when Keyboy and Kyrie get shut down.
2-4-3 trade in favor of the defending champions as they push in that mid turret. It was rightfully theirs earlier on, and they finally get to push it. They deal some damage in that top lane, but what happened?
It's the insane shot calling for Fnatic Onic. It really seemed they were lost, that they lost several members and they're going to be forced to take that defeat. But instead of focusing on where the action was, they turned their eyes immediately to Brands, who's on a low-range, slow escape hero, and they run him down immediately, especially with Ludwig's damage available to them, now with the Malefic Roar as well. How are they making these calls, man? The fact that the fights are so chaotic, and yet they seem to always be able to find the right call to turn everything around.
They're so kept together, they're so synergized, they're so... I don't even know what the word is. They're just... They have the chemistry.
They're just better.
The hive mind.
They're good at Mobile Legends.
They're good at Mobile Legends, as Coach Aldo put it earlier on. But again, Annabelle at level 15. Kyrie is 2 levels below. You'd think that they'd have the advantage here. But again, they have tunnel vision. They haven't been able to fight CW.
Isolation on Fluffy with the final stack, but Fluffy gets the penalty zone. A good one. Ludwig in the back as well. Give it a flag. Jumps over the Thunderclap. And the feather airstrike connects on the clock run. And look at Ludwig! Again with the chase. The Thunderclap there! Ludwig finds a double! The Thunderclap! The Thunderstruck!
Wipeout?
Fnatic Onic continuing this onslaught, and Annabelle can only just run away. But CW wants to chase just for a bit, goes back towards the Enhanced Lord.
And that trade is so worth it, right? Ludwig trading his life over for bronze is already great, but he goes in for 2 more members.
Boy, might be a bit too much, then you could choose Sans versus the Assassin. He buys the winner truncheon, the Feather Airstrike gets popped in, and Annabelle will be able to pinch Poise out. Fnatic Onic take the Enhanced Lord.
And they will be able to save the turret on the bottom side there. So, trading a roamer's life for the turret, I think it's still absolutely within their calculations. With the Lord coming through right here, I have to say how Fnatic Onic want to play this. They are known to try and do multiple different approaches. They've gone for a 3-wave collision to just crack open the base. They are known to try and go for a big play, a pick-off play, and get one base turret and distract, almost using the Lord as a split push. That's the confusion that Evos have to try and solve right now.
Sorry, CWBOD.
That's a Chad move right there, CW.
What?
You don't know, fun fact, last time he went for the BOD on the Roger, he was up against Luke on the Masha. So now that there's no Masha on the enemy team, he can do it. He lost that game, by the way, when he went BOD.
Yep, that's a big thing we were talking about, the itemization choice BOD instead of the Malefic Roar. But in this situation, especially with how Onic have been playing, ignoring the front line, destroying the back line completely, that BOD is going to allow them to do that so much better. But for now, Evos have defended, losing all the turrets outside of their base. That will mean that Fnatic Onic can just camp out in the jungle of Evos, and they're going to be starved for resources. They're going to start getting strangled.
Asphyxiated, right? Just drowning at the moment. It's looking extremely bleak for the People's Champions here in the 14th minute of the game. And it looks like, Keyboy.
Final smash in the taunt to cancel the penalty zone, and Fluffy's forced back. Fnatic Onic saw Ludwig earlier, man. Annabelle was so close to him, but he was outside of that vision. And now Fnatic Onic are just controlling the enemy jungle.
Arashi, what's the win con here for Evos? How do they come back?
They're gonna go for a proper fight. They have to make sure that they're all close enough together and they can protect Brands. If Brands can output that damage, that's one of the big win conditions, and now they're going forward, so.
But it only just tickles Kyrie. CW just gets out by jumping with ult, and now big damage from CW. You can see that bod, that BOD.
CW with the massive bod there. Now with the rose gold as well. Like we were saying, when they're moving forward like this, they don't really have the same kind of chase, especially against a Fredrin, a Masha, a Roger. There's not a lot of heroes that can be picked up, aside from maybe Sans on that Farsa. So for now, for Evos, either they get a pick off onto Sans, or they just wait and ensure that make sure that Brands can just output the damage, keep hitting. Because otherwise, it really seems like for now, Evos is just lacking damage. Even when Clockun is able to just sit there and output the damage, spam out those spells, Kyrie with Athenas is going to be a bit too tanky, especially with the extra bits of sustain.
So pickoffs is the way to go now for Evo's glory.
Pick off to Sans or just protect Brands.
Okay,
That rhymes, bars.
nice.
Brands, Sands,
Rap God.
they gotta dance now with Lord, you know.
Gotta use fast hands.
Look at the arena, there are a lot of fans.
This game is 10 out of 10.
I'm a man.
Huh?
I'm a man. No,
No,
sorry.
whoa, whoa, whoa,
I'll just not join, okay?
What the heck was that?
I'm sorry. I'm
Participation trophy.
FOMO, bro.
Oh, Kyrie seems he wants to join in this skirmish as well. Fluffy. We force back. CW doing some damage. Final slash. Displacing an Appraiser's Wrath as well. CW now on the Lycan form, and Keyboy is still just hovering over. Meanwhile, Lutpi. Look at the flanks here as the Feather Airstrike zones them all away from this Lord.
Fluffy still has Flicker though, and Fluffy is still looking for an angle. There is still time for them to look for a counter engage.
You're waiting for an opportunity right here, but the way Lutfi is playing this Masha is absolutely annoying. Look at it for Evos. Oof. Just moving back and forth, waiting for a chance to go for a 50-50, but Onic will give it to him. Lutfi, once again, just zoning Annabelle away. And on the other side, Keyboy.
He's using the Vengeance now. Oh, getting isolated. Force to flick around. Oh, it's going to be Fluffy with the penalty zone flicker combo. Lutfi in the backline still trying to zone them away as he jumps on the branch, but he has them in a nature now. Kyrie, Posse Appraiser's Wrath, like in form. CW picks up the medical kill. And Keyboy still somehow alive. Kyrie picks up the shutdown. Clockun with a finish on that double kill in the backline, but look at Calvin with Nata again. Saving the day for Fnatic Onic.
Game after game after game after game. CW. What is this at this point, right? It was looking great for Evos. And CW pulled that out again, and they are going to be able to blitz this Lord in the 18th minute of the game. And there's absolutely nothing that Dreams and Brands can say.
They're just better. What can you say there? It was looking so good, it was equal, right? Two members diving in the back line, everyone else kiting backwards. It was supposed to be somewhat equal, but in the end, Fnatic Onic still get the better, even though technically on paper, at 18 minutes with Brands already at a full item inventory, should be just out-damaging. They're just not giving Evos the chance to fight in one place. The kitebacks, the maneuverabilities, the back and forth is what they're using right here to completely deny Brands. If you look at the damage dealt, he was able to match up to CW, but with a lot of risk taken. He was almost taken out by Lutpi in order to try and match CW. For CW is the exact opposite. He can do this all day.
That's the problem, right? This debut pick, this Masha on Lutpi, the rising star of Fnatic Onic, man. I remember when he first came into the team to replace Boots. So much doubt, so much hesitation from all of the fans, from everyone. Even on the caster desk, people were doubting this kid's potential. And this is the performance that we get from him. And this is not against a normal team. This is an Evos glory that have... Oh, wait a minute. Lutfi again!
Oh my god, Lutfi has another thunderclap. He flickers out of the Temples of Blaze. Now final slash, displacing Fluffy into the Feather Airstrike. Not able to pop in the penalty zone. Two base turrets taken down already. Fnatic Onic look for 3, and they get 3. Evos glory down to just their crystal.
What a performance.
Clean gameplay from Fnatic Onic. Not a single thing left to chance right there. The 3-wave push we're talking about, they just know that this time with the next Lord, it will work out. It will collide and take out that bottom turret. Now Floppy just trying to scout around. He might have put him more than he can chew though.
Two-man final slash. The penalty zone does nothing! Lutpi obliterates them even with immortality. Lutpi! Once again finds a thunderclap. Will finally be shut down. But look at Annabelle. He's so far isolated. CW. He smells blood in the land of Dawn. And Annabelle smells it as well. He knows he was on the chopping block. They disengage.
It's an 8,000 gold lead. It's an 8K gold lead for Fnatic Onic. 1v2. And Kyrie he was enough to distract Brands, was able to trigger the one as well. We need to take a look at this replay presented to you by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy.
Begins with a final slash and everything. We talked about how the flanks are something that's important, and you can see the Evos now with Brands just outputting that damage again and again. He was one of the big reasons why Lutpi got so low. But Kyrie tries to turn it around with the Pierce of Wrath, burns the Wind of Nature, and that's the problem. In every single fight right now, with how short range Brands is, Kyrie can very easily just nuke him with the Wind of Nature, and if the wand is used in that engagement, then Lutpi has a field day. CW can just go all in and just delete him outright. With the next Lord already in play with no base turrets, it's looking grim for Evos, but they are still in the game.
Zone. On to nothing. That's a final smash from T-Boy. Some of these resources burnt out, but now the Link will not have a purple buff to play with.
Oh no! And even before that previous engage, Sans was also able to get that Divine Glaive in. So that's burst damage already given over. This is looking bleak for Evos. What's the win con here in this next Lord dance?
With the way Onic is playing, I don't even know.
Oh, 1v1! Annabelle!
Annabelle running, but he has the flicker, doesn't have that reset just yet. Didn't leave that bar, but Fluffy has been isolated, forced to flicker out. This might be just a free Lord, and it's going to be an involved one for Mpl Onic.
Now without the Feather Airstrike though, there's gonna be a chance for Evos because they rely on basic attacks for their damage. With Fluffy on half HP though, it's gonna be a risky play, and Keyboy, as always, is waiting for an opportunity to just screw everything up for Evos.
He's still there. Fluffy jumps in with a desperate engage with a penalty zone, but he doesn't have a flicker. The Feather Airstrike cancelled out of Minus Fury, and now Lutpi makes his move. Fluffy gonna be engaged on, so he picks up a monster kill. Lutpi in the back. Now with one more Thunderclap, Brands buys an immortality, but that's just one more time that he can do the same thing over again. Annabelle, top of the blade, Sans with a flicker forward. The winner truncheon by Clockun, the recalls by Sans, and Annabelle with one last ditch, one last effort to try to save this game. Another Feather Airstrike, Claws, and Clockun. Fnatic, Onic have wiped Evos out.
We're at championship points. Ladies and gentlemen, what a stellar performance from every individual. From the defending champions, Fnatic, Onic, here in the grand finals, they are giving it all out. They are throwing all the cards on the table, and it has been brilliant. Reptar, help me out here.
Evos glory. They don't see Renata, but Calvin sees the W in front of him. 18, 0, and 13 this entire grand finals. Immortal and unkillable is CW.
But I think we should give this game to Lutpi.
Yes.
He's been incredible. The rising star. Holy. That play on Masha, he gets the early lead 2-0, and I think that's the nail in the coffin for Evos Legends. And he played the Masha perfectly.
Perfect.
He knows who to target, he knows how to pressure, he knows how to flank. Oh, it's just a beautiful Masha game, guys.
Even in in those final moments, did you see the item swap?
Yes.
How much time he was able to buy?
Yes.
Brands got outplayed by a rookie. This is a veteran. This is Brands. This is King Brands, the Brands that we've been hyping up over and over and over and over. And that is the performance we get from Lutpi.
I was asking earlier in the pre-show, Lutpi, we need to see more of a Sanford-esque Alpha Predator style of gameplay, and that's what we got in this game number 3. A perfect Masha game is the best way to put it, as Coach Aldo even said.
Oh man, yeah, this is a fun fact. I was the one who scouted Lutpi.
Oh! Tell us more!
Lutpi, D,
Niall.
and Niall.
Yeah.
The plot thickens, guys.
Me and Mars. So I know from the start that this guy is an MPL player, is an MPL caliber player, and he just shows this in this grand final, in this full playoffs. He shows his.
Why did you wait so long to tell us?
Nah.
That's what I brought it up in the regular season.
What
about
was it?
Niall.
What was it?
Hold
Like,
on again.
what was it about Lutfi that you're like, yeah, this is the guy?
I was trialing back then with Onic, right? And when I saw him play, I was just starstruck. I'm in love with this guy. The way he plays with confidence. He knows how to play the carry type of XP laner, like the Benedetta, Paquito. He knows how to targeting like the Teresa, the Yuzong, and now he shows that he can play Masha too. Oh,
Yeah, I think, a big point here for Lutfi is the fact that for the longest time, it's all about, hey, he's a rookie, he doesn't really know, he doesn't have the experience, he just goes in aggressively, and if you give him like a Paquito, like a Benedetta, he can just go all in. But there he shows more than just aggression. It's also like the mind games, the positioning to really be a problem in the formation of Evos. He's going to be the player of the game, presented by our official tournament smartphone, Samsung Galaxy S24 series. And man, who would have thought, right, with the weapon mastery we're talking about, he was just deleting in the backline. And you can see
So
the intelligence.
you mentioned about the choice of emblem, right? Can we talk about that?
Yeah, I think it was just smart because, well, technically he was in a lot of these 1v1 situations as well, but most of the time he's just flanking to help the team fight, right? Unlike Luke. Luke plays alone on the side, but the itemization is what I'm most impressed about. Like the weapon mastery, now it's really cool. Usually we see Heptases into a BOD male pick and then a second BOD, and then Luke likes to go for a third BOD if he gets to that point. But this man says, no, I need more utility, I need a Rose Gold meteor HP as well, and why not? Add that Endless Battle and true damage, so even if Brands gets the one, I can still get some of the true damage in.
And it's unfortunate for Evos Glory that they were getting the kills, they were getting the trades, but they just, every time they would get 2 or 3 kills onto the side of Onic, there would be 2 or 3 members on the side of Onic still alive, winning the overall team fight. And usually it was CW and Lutfi. Or if Lutfi is the one down, somehow Sans has survived for a very long time. Again, I love how he rushed the Bloodwing so that he can be aggressive. Early game and even by the late game, Sans was zoning out as a Farsa. Not with the ultimate, but by wings flying in front of Evos Glory saying, just try. I will curse the crow you, just try.
And look at the player of the game highlights here by our official gold partner, Ube as gold. You can see that for the most part, everyone's just in the right place at the right time again and again. Look at Lutfi. Even though he's not already going for the big play, he's like predicting where can Evos go. He's kind of corralling them into the danger zones. And that is the extra layer that I think we haven't really seen from Luke. Usually we see him just go all in and trade 1-for-1. But for Lutfi, he's doing all these extra things for extra bits of success.
I think Woods taught him well. Like this is like a Wood-esque movement, right? Wood-esque flank. I think he is a great mentor for Lutfi, and it's shown in this grand final.
So brutal, man, right? He Brands bought the immortality just to see it happen again. He respawned just to get clapped again. Not with the Thunder though, look, he just clapped him basic attack.
That's a lot of damage coming from the Masha. I really thought that there's going to be some kind of macro pressure with this Ling, but I think with the Masha pick, that immediately negated, man. We saw Annabelle again and again try and find something, and Lutfi just stonewalls him.
So Ling check twice.
Oh no.
Nolan check.
Lancelot check.
Lancelot check.
You gotta see the alpha.
At that point, they're going to have to really rush comforts for Evos Glory, change the strat up. The Assassins haven't been faring that well. That allows Fluffy as well to change up his play style, be a little bit more of a carry style of EXP later instead of someone who's zoning for his jungler. And maybe then that's how we'll be able to see a different dynamic in this series, because now game 3, it was just, okay, Evos Glory showed a little bit more fight, they can stand toe-to-toe, but it's like the continuation of the Game 1 and Game 2 trends where they just lost the trades across the map, then lost the trades in the fighting as well. And another thing just to add to how well Lutfi was playing in this game, he was timing things out very well with Sans' ultimate. So the Feathered Airstrike plus the Thunderclap and the entry of the EXP later, timing those together would be a great way to start off team fights for Onic, and they did that over and over again.
I think a big portion is like they can go and start with that combo, but they don't always start with a combo. That's the main problem, because they do it once, and when it was expected, we saw earlier, maybe Sans would just hold off on that Feather Airstrike, or maybe Kiwi would hold off on the Final Slash for just a bit longer, and it just throws everything into a disarray.
I think Evos Glory is having a headache right now because I don't think they they can crack Mpl Onic coach because yeah, even Sans on the Farsha is zoning the Terizla.
Yeah.
If you guys realize, Sans has that kind of aura, you know, like
Yeah.
MC.
Come catch me, come. Try.
See what happens.
See what happens.
The main character.
Yeah.
And we saw what happened. You know what's super disgusting about Sans? If you watch an Onic, a Fnatic Onic replay, especially in this game, right? You pay attention to Sans and you see the little things he does. Tempest of Blade, Annabelle uses it. He just sidesteps out of that sweet spot that knocks you up. He literally just jiggled. He's like, oh, no, you didn't get me, you know? It's so clean that you don't notice during the actual when that happened, right? And then after you see the highlights, and you're like,
It's subtle. Wow. Right, look, it just shows finesse. The same way he did on the Kadira, right? Just a small sidestep, a small use of spells and movements, and it just gets massive value. And let's not even forget the fact that he just wings by wings into the enemy jungle solo.
Yep.
What was that? What was gonna happen there?
and then he was like, yeah, ult me, Fluffy. Go ahead, do it. And Fluffy's like, nah, you know what? I'm back up.
He's
I'm outta here.
traumatized.
He got the aura, man. He seriously got that aura, you know. I mean,
Plus 10,000 aura.
yeah. As a coach watching him play, I mean, as a coach watching him play, I mean, I've coached like Moreno too, right? Kite too. It's different. He has that, yeah.
Okay, so Sans number one.
That's actually the
Scary.
point I wanted to bring up because
Scary.
this season you can create an argument for every single laner. Like you can create who do you think is the best jungler? Who do you think is the best roamer? Who do you think is the best EXP laner? But when it comes to the mid lane,
Oh yeah.
there's no argument.
I think he reigns
There's
supreme for now.
absolutely no argument.
I forgot who I was having this conversation with, but I can say with confidence and with a lot of reverence for the player that if you brought Sans to MPLPH, instantly he's going to be one of the top mid laners there.
Wow.
That isn't a slight against the mid laners in the Philippines. We have a lot of talented mid laners. Sanji, Few, Aqua in the top three. They're all very fantastic in their role. They know what to do. Even you as well. But if you put Sans in there, he's really gonna shine. That's how damn good he is playing that role and playing Mobile Legends.
And I think Few also said it in an interview, right? He's
Yes.
like, if you can bring one player from Indo, what would you take? Who would you take? And he's like, automatically Sans. That guy's special, man. So if you have the GOAT saying that, you're special. You're really special.
Wow. I mean, if you consider the fact that he used to play on 5 phones alone, remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh god.
I'm just saying, this guy
The 5
for the
phones
longest
era.
time, he's been up there in the GOAT conversation for so long. And he's one of the, as you said, one of the only people who no one can really talk a lot of trash about, right?
Yeah.
Because he's shown he can do it in the mid lane, and even before this, people forget he was in a different role.
For
he
sure.
migrated to jungler.
Gila Sans. I think we're gonna need a little bit of a break after seeing that performance from Fnatic, from all 5 members, by the way. We've been highlighting Sans, but whew, it's a mind bogger.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we'll take to the host on the stage, Buddha Clara Mongstar and Monica. Take it away.
Pertama, betul sekali, tapi tentunya ini baru 3 game pertama dan ingat ini adalah best of 7 series. Ini berarti masih ada harapan untuk Evos Glory. Kalau Sonic begitu semangat, tentunya Evos Glory juga di sini. Evos Fabs, mana suaranya? Saat inilah dari Evos Glory membutuhkan dukungan dan lihat betapa kompaknya Evos Fans. Mereka rangkulan bersama, saling memperkuat satu sama lain dan semoga energi mereka bisa sampai kepada Evos Glory karena one team, one voice, one family. Yes, siapa yang tahu kalau nanti bisa saja Evos Glory akan reverse sweep ataukah harus mengaku kekalahan atas Fnatic Onic. Yap, ini adalah match point. Semuanya berdebar-debar. Semuanya menantikan akankah Evos bisa merubah takdir mereka seperti di 2 season lalu. Karena mereka tentu saja nggak mau mengulang hal yang sama. Mereka ingin hasil yang berbeda. Tapi tentunya ngomongin super fans di sini selain Bude, kalau kita lihat ini semangatnya luar biasa. Ini ngelihat outfit mereka keren-keren banget nih dengan atribut-atributnya lengkap banget ya. Iya, ada yang pakai jersey, ada yang pakai kaosnya juga, ada yang pakai headband. Semuanya dipakai dan mereka ingin menunjukkan tentunya identitas mereka. Betul sekali, tapi ngomongin outfit Bude, ini Monica tadi lagi nge-scroll nih ya Instagram Bude. Terus ada nih, Monica tuh pengen kembaran sepatu sama Bude. Yang
Sepatu?
loh.
Yang itu ya?
Beli di
Itu
mana sih,
sih
Bude?
bentar. Kembaran boleh, tapi Bude lupa belinya di mana dan itu namanya juga sepatu aja deh, sepatu hitam apa ya?
Sepatu hitam apa? Saya tadi tuh aku search emang sepatu hitam apa nggak dapat. Makanya
Tapi
mau nanyain.
tenang Monica. Kalau ketika Bude nggak tahu, kamu nggak tahu, mending kita minta bantuan sama Samsung Galaxy S24 series.
Yes, aduh Monica sampai lupa kalau kita punya Samsung Galaxy S24 series. Jadi gampang banget kita bisa pakai fitur Circle to Search by Google, bisa langsung tahu. Jadi walaupun Bude lupa, ya jangan khawatir, nggak masalah. Kita tunjukin dulu kali ya Bude gimana caranya.
Betul.
Boleh dong, nanti ditolongin.
Boleh. Karena buat kalian yang mungkin kepengen kembaran mungkin sama tim favorit kalian, player idola kalian. Inilah dia caranya kalau kalian mau pakai fitur Circle to Search by Google. Apapun yang kepengen kalian cari tahu, itemnya kah, hal apapun itu kah, tinggal kalian tekan home button di tengah-tengah. Lalu home buttonnya ditekan dulu, alon-alon asal kelakon ora apa-apa. Nah, tinggal cari tahu tuh, kamu mau yang apa? Kalian mau cari tahu apa? Sepatu Bude. Lingkarin aja nggak sih? Dan ternyata buset, langsung keluar ya. Itu tuh sepatu Bude. Jadi yang mau kembaran sama Bude, mau kembaran Monica juga bisa tinggal pakai fitur itu. Udah happy kan Monica? Nanti kita kembaran ya.
Yeay, akhirnya dengan bantuan Circle to Search by Google di Samsung Galaxy S24 series, jadi bisa kembaran deh sama Bude. Siapa lagi nih yang mau kembaran bisa langsung cobain di search pakai Circle to Search by Google.
Kadang Bude tuh penasaran sama mungkin dari jersey yang Onic pakai atau pas dari Evos Glory ada sepatu-sepatu keren dan banyak banget deh dari pro player pakai barang apapun itu, atau nggak cuma dari itu doang, bisa area, bisa apa segala macam. Kita pokoknya tanyain aja sama Samsung Galaxy S24 series.
Jadi semuanya bisa ya Bude. Mau outfit misalnya Monica mau kembaran dress juga bisa banget. Kalau mau jadi bisa kembaran satu sebadan ya, dressnya, sepatunya, atau mungkin ada yang ingin dicari misalnya apa gitu, pokoknya bisa langsung pakai fitur Circle to Search by Google.
Mungkin Monica lagi penasaran ini wajahnya siapa ya, itu juga bisa di search. Jadi apapun bisa di search pakai fitur itu Monica.
Jadi gak cuma outfit Bude. Jadi bisa juga kalau misalnya kita lupa nih, misalnya kita udah foto bareng ya, terus lupa, aduh namanya siapa sih? Bisa langsung di Circle to Search biar bisa kita ingat lagi, oh iya tadi kan kita udah kenalan, namanya misalnya Bude Clara gitu.
Betul, pokoknya semuanya bisa kan connect dengan Google langsung. Jadi Google tahu segalanya, tanya Mbah Google. Dan tentu saja dengan Circle to Search itu membantu kita semua biar lebih tahu, lebih dalam tentang apapun yang kita pengen tahu. Seperti kita juga pengen tahu nih, seperti apa semangatnya. Ini lagi beradu chanting di sini Monica. Semuanya lagi ramai banget para super fans yang ada di sini. Dari Onic. Lalu ada juga dari Evos. Semuanya pada pengen tahu, penasaran seperti apa hasil dari match hari ini Best of 7. Kalau melihat 3 game ini, sebenarnya Bude ngelihat potensi dari Evos Glory itu sangat besar untuk mengamankan poin setelah ini.
Betul sekali, karena tentunya masih ada harapan. Ini are the People's Champion yang mana memberikan kejutan untuk kita di babak playoff ini setelah di regular season harus berada di posisi bawah, bahkan skornya minus. Tapi mereka membuktikan diri. Sekarang sudah berada di babak grand final. Jadi bisa saja hari ini kita juga akan dibuat kaget oleh Evos Glory.
Tidak menutup kemungkinan karena sang Raja Hutan akan berhadapan langsung dengan Raja Langit. Kita akan melihat seperti apa The Three-Pit Champions di game selanjutnya bersama dengan The People's Champion. Akan seperti apa hasil yang diberikan? Mari kita sambut bersama-sama kelanjutan dari pertarungan Grand Final. In this best of 7, we are at championship point. Only one more for Fnatic Onic to be reigned the kings of the galaxy once again.
I mean, I think on the two ends of this table, even you there in the middle, 4-0 was like a theme. I'll start heading into the series, and it looks like we might be on the way there because there's something Coach Aldo mentioned, a headache for Evos Glory to handle Fnatic Onic, because it seems like every time Evos Glory wants to throw something as a response, there's always an even better answer from Fnatic.
I mean, that's always the problem against Fnatic Onic. You need to choose what you want to fight against them. There will be no like a good fight against Fnatic Onic. It's always gonna be okay. Who you want to fight? And I think in this series it's like Lutfi and Chewe, I think, and also Suns. Kyrie and Kibo is just like try to fill in to adapt. Yeah.
And, you know, they definitely don't want to fight. They definitely don't want to fight without the Oraimo Free Pods Light exclusive. We saw an Edith earlier, Edith Edition. You said it was a nail in the coffin, and I'm telling you that these Free Pod Light exclusive, if you don't get it, that's a nail in your coffin for your gameplay.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, yeah?
What are you doing without the Oraimo?
What are you doing, man? I mean, like, come on, you not want to experience gaming to the next level? What are they doing? I mean, Arashi, there's a promo code too.
Yeah, 10% discount if you use the code Oraimo Mpl at the Onic store when you check out. So it's, you know, you have to unleash an unstoppable style, man, because for other options, that's cool. Peak with that kind of credibility. I'm just saying, right?
What?
What?
What did you say?
What are you saying?
I can't hear you.
I can't, you here.
I'm not wearing my Oraimos. The Evos fans are so loud.
You're not wearing them? Why?
I get it
What?
now.
Why not?
Is it lagging?
Now I feel pressured
What?
to get
Hello?
Oraimo before I fly back to the Philippines.
You have to.
I have to? Like, really have to?
Make sure your purchase actually goes through though, because if you're lagging and stuff, it's just awful. So you have to use that Games Max booster, bro. Get that guarantee.
Yeah, you don't want to be playing your ranked games and then you start stuttering because of the lag. Like, what is that? That was so 2020. What year is this now? 2024. That was so 2023. You know, don't let your gaming session end up being disrupted by lag. To make your gaming sessions smoother, you guys can use the Games Max booster. Prices start from 25K IDR, and you can get up to 36 gigabytes of data. And I'm going to repeat that: 36 gigabytes of data, ladies and gentlemen. What you doing? Head over to the website down below there.
Check it out, man. It's as simple
Is that your brother?
as that.
This guy?
Who's you? Me?
Yeah,
You think this guy looks like me?
a little.
Do I look like this guy?
No? No resemblance from him?
Saturday sells glasses, right?
Yeah, exactly. Eterna, you know, this would be the perfect segue for you to, you know, wear those glasses, you know, because your eyes are quite bad. You need those glasses. At least you can see the draft, though.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Championship point draft,
Right.
ladies and gentlemen, presented to you by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy. And yeah, you're right. They swapped sides. Coach Aldo.
I think in the first pick they have no answer right now for Fnatic Onic, and they're trying something new to freshen up the mood, to freshen up the ideas for the drafts for this potentially last game of the match of the series. So I think they're trying to pick right side and try to be flexible.
I guess at the very least they could try something different, because 3 whole games they haven't really been able to find anything too conclusive. So we'll see. This is a risky play for sure for the side of Evos. But hey, if it works out, that would be a surprising situation that Fnatic Onic will find themselves in. Already banding with the Kadira, the Harith. This might be a contest of the global presence here, the Loyi and Chip trade-off.
Yeah. Loyi, Chip, or Roger, red side first 2 for Evos is quite popular for them, and Moskov as well. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we play around those trades for the first phase.
I was about to ask, you know, because I wanted to know from Aldo, a coaching perspective, which one's better? If, let's say, Chip and Loyi gets left open, right? But, I mean, Chip's banned out anyways now, so I guess you want to get Loyi now for Fnatic Onic. Go!
Oh, yeah, it's a comfort.
It's an Angela.
It's this checkmate we were talking about during the break. They don't care if the Loyi. Oh my god, Fnatic Onic.
Because if the Angela is open, they are forced to try to pick the Ling to deny the Ling Angela from Onic, Fnatic Onic. So I think it's a check. It's like check. Chess is a check. Let's see if Evos takes the bait or not.
Like,
We've seen this play out, didn't we?
yeah, we have. This was in the upper bracket finals. The same exact way. Angela first pick and the Evos were forced to pick the Ling. And that did not go well.
I'm thinking if it's a Valen Roger or a low year Roger here. 'Cause I wouldn't want to give the Roger Angela. Oh, but they rush the Fred insert. Okay, avoiding the Fred Angela also. Safe.
So is this saying that they're not going to take the bait? Are they not picking up the lane here? Or is it a flex?
I think they're just not taking the bait. Yeah.
Oh man!
It's
that
for,
mate?
It's for sure. I think it's
Is it mate?
it's Ling and Chi-Chi.
Oh my
The
goodness.
Samsung Ling with an Angela.
CC
Oh,
for the
man.
early game, Ling for the mid game, the late game. Is it mate, guys? Maybe.
I'm thinking if Evos would want to pick an early Kaja for Dreams.
Oh yeah,
Frank-
same,
yeah.
yeah.
But it's a Franco instead of the Kaja. So still that idea of suppression.
And it's more iconic for Dreams to pick up the Franco because it's his power pick.
I'm just saying, how ironic would it be if right now, Fnatic Onic pick up the Minotaur, and for the longest time, Dream has always picked the Minotaur against a Franco, counter engage, they engage. If he does it here, it would be a bit poetic.
Yeah, if Evos don't ban out the Minotaur, I'd be scratching my head. Because that Angela can still go mid. It can be a Roman Angela mid. Then you get the double heal. And plus the Minotaur into the Franco, I'm a little bit more happier about the Minotaur. Yeah, Fnatic Onic taking out an export feels like them signaling, hey, don't forget the Minotaur. Fnatic Onic can pick it up.
Yeah. And it also goes to show that they're limiting Fluffy, right? I think that was
Yes.
one of the things that you guys mentioned from the first 3 games. The fact that Fluffy was constantly on Terizla and there was no leeway for him to maximize his gameplay. So they deny one of his most comfortable heroes, one of his biggest success heroes, right? The X-Borg eliminated straight out the bat.
And it's also a good. Xbox is a good matchup in XP lane against CC, so it also includes that to deny the winning lane for Evos Glory.
There's a question now for Evos, where do they want to put the hands of Fluffy? If it's a Terizla again, we've seen it a bit too much. Maybe they want to try something different. Other options would include... Last time it was usually Yuzong, but I don't know if it really fits well here.
Yuzong? What do you think about this pick, Yuzong?
I think Fnatic Onic is looking for a Yuzong ban, I think. Because it denies, it's also a very good matchup against a CC for the early game, and also you can deny the aggressiveness of Angela CC in the early stage of the game.
If it's not the Yuzong ban, maybe consider Valen. There. Yeah.
Nice.
The Valen ban.
Coach Reptar?
Coach Reptar.
I wish.
Okay, first pick for Evos. Presumably the XP lane, I would say, unless they're really feeling that Lutfi has been that much of a problem. They want to make sure that Fluffy can beat him down. Faramis showing up, knowing that the Valentina won't be around. But the Minotaur is available, and it's a great counter to that clumping style.
I think the Faramis pick here is very good because it also denies the aggressiveness of Ling Angela, and it also give the Evos Glory the second life of the ultimate, right? But for Fnatic Onic, I think they're looking for a more aggressive, or maybe even a mid laner, like a Yeef maybe, to try to deny, or maybe a Faxana to try to deny the Faramis, because they need more damage to pop off the Faramis ultimate, right? Yeah. Called Altar.
I hear you. I get that it's a good counter, but for some reason, I just don't like the synergy in their own comp. Like, it feels like they're focused so much on... Oh, wow.
Wait,
Ruby and Terizla. Where is the CC going? CC gold lane?
It's a CC gold lane.
oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
Yo! The ISF qualifiers, if you guys remember, this was Fnatic Onic strap. There was Albert on the Ling though.
Yeah.
Wow!
Saw it in Hero.
Well, out of nowhere, another surprise pick out of the bag for Fnatic Onic.
I mean, it's no surprise, right? Even Onic chooses Mia and Leslie on the grand final, so CC gold lane on the grand final, why not?
I guess.
Feels like a flex, man. How fast can those yo-yos go? Not that fast. They'll just hurt. So they're just going for the CC Angela power spike real quick.
gonna try and play the style, this fighting style, the fighter style that used to be so popular with fighters in both the gold and EXP lane. With the Ling and the Angela combo available as well, this is gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be an absolutely high-paced game from Onic. It has to be.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, potentially the last game of the entire season. All roads have led to this point. Can Evos force another game from the hands of the defending champs? Or can Fnatic Onic go for a clean sweep against the people's champs?
Welcome to
Let's welcome you
Mobile
into the land of dawn. Match point, championship point.
Looking at the jungle for now, I think Kyrie on the Ling will be able to clear so much faster. And Annabelle, he's been in this position before. He likes going for the aggressive style. For now, he has the concussive blast. Try and get more clearing speed in the jungle, try and match it. And on the Golden actually, whoa, CW and Brands.
1v1 as Purify as well. Brands gets a shielding, gets the shot down as well. Brands, a win early on for Evos.
Beautiful, right? The snowball that is required from the Roger, the fact that he was able to get a kill early on, help Brands to be that driving force.
Stampede into the Iron Hook, but the recalls and Sun survives.
Not pressed at all. The fact that Brands also went to the Master Assassins here, we can see in the emblems by GamesMax. That's why he's getting a bit of that edge, where CW not intending to go for a lot of these 1v1s technically. And Kyrie, wait for the usual Ling emblem setup. But we not doing anything too crazy. Kiwi with the firmness and tenacity though leads me to believe that he's gonna be the main front line, and Lutpi might be the one just waiting in the wings for a big, massive penalty zone.
We'll see the wave clear happening from Suns. On the Angela, Keyboy is there to help clear out the lane. It looks like a little bit of a stalemate. Annabelle looking to make his mark.
He does get the taunt down and knock up, but Keyboy just dashes out.
See the hard hook though.
Connects, and just like that, dreams. Oh, Keyboy!
What?
How?
It's the firmness, the tenacity, and the skills, the speed. It won't be a pickup, but that's a great swing in tempo for Evos. They're going straight for the turtle. It doesn't seem like there's going to be an answer from Onic.
Just the turtle, take it away. Lutpi not going for that penalty zone. Not just yet. Turtle and 1 kill so far, 2 minutes in for Evo's glory.
Are you not tired of asking the question how? How this, how that? Fnatic Onic Brands though, looking to get very aggressive onto Kyrie there. Doesn't necessarily commit onto it just yet, but it does seem like the same story over and over, right? Evo's glory always with the early objective trades. Fnatic Onic looking for the kills, but so far they haven't found it just yet.
Look at the difference in the farming for Kyrie. Whenever he does not get to actually contest for the mutual objectives, he is completely at home, just farming up a storm. Not really having the most insane of gold differences, but for now, still a great plus, but he's going to be zoned away right here.
Again, Lutpi, it's going to be caught. The hard guard is just going to be used to hover on and Fluffy. With 2 of those straights, and the hard guard still won't be popped just yet. Lutpi flickers out, but will be slain. Seems Sans was not interested to hard guard his friend.
Just completely ignored him there. Gonna actually go for the recalls as well. And now it looks like Evos are actually gonna circle up into the top lane. Gonna be able to get a little bit of more gold in for bronze and try to facilitate that snowball from happening.
On the other side of the map though, Fluffy on that Taquito, on that winning lane. That aggression is going to be having a lot of impact, but now Dreams goes for the purple buff.
Great Iron Hook, but Kyrie still is able to take it. Sans now forcing Dreams to flicker forward. Annabelle dashes in front. Fraser's wrapped on the Keyboy, but he will not be able to find most of that value. Another realm by Clock on an Iron Hook as well with Bloody Hot now canceling and stopping Kyrie, but no run Wolf King and now to Heaven Blades. Kyrie goes in, David Buffet comes in from the flanks to pick up only 1. He only got 1. Kyrie and Keyboy survived.
What? How did he do that? Kyrie, he was destined to die there under the turret. He got hooked. Everything was thrown at him. CW trying to fend for himself as well in the top lane. But he gets out, denies that pickup.
Oh!
And meanwhile, Fluffy goes in for a solo kill onto Kyrie.
Great exchanges here from Evos, but man, Kyrie on the lane is just something else. Berserker's Fury completed for him, but right now, Evos are the ones holding control. An unfamiliar situation we've seen in the past 3 games. Dreams with the sliding iron hook won't be finding anyone. And for now, it's just that the threat of the engage is still that deadly. But later on, in the mid-game, that's where the lane here can be just roaming around, can be split pushing with the global Angela presence. Evos need to recognize that they have to try and do something before it reaches that point.
So neutral objective takes have been controlled by Evo's Glory. But with CW on the CC, does that mean that they can still also translate it into the late game? Or is there a window for Evos to also find a way in the late game?
Funny enough. Oh. Fnatic Onic just they defend that purple buff.
Okay. Well, funny enough, for the side of Fnatic Onic, the fact that it's a Roger, right, not exactly the insane late game high damage carry, like a carry or like a Harriet maybe even. Maybe the CC can still match up to the damage dealing, but in this case, you can't really target with the CC. You can't really focus anyone down, so it has to be a full-on, either a pick-off attempt at a single target, or it has to be just random damage to everyone around you. So in that sense, brands will have a lot more safety, a lot more security, unless of course Kyrie is tasked with just ensure that he does not get to have any impact in a fight.
So we saw the items earlier as well, Arashi. Between CW and Brands, what's the situation here?
But for now, Brands will still have the advantage later on when there's a bit more tankiness to supplement the sustain that the CC has in the 1v1. Maybe then something will be different. But Fluffy wants the box.
Oh, Dreams!
Wow! What a hook by Dreams!
Came out of nowhere, and that's the Franco in the hands of Dreams. Can't underestimate it. And with that play, Evos pulling further in the gold advantage now. Going for a fight here with a 3k gold lead. They're going straight for the turtle as well.
Look at Fluffy. So flanking Dreams, not able to find that iron hook. Lutpi. Blocker was able to dodge everything from Lutpi. Keyboy walking in the front, gets caught. That's a 3-man taunt into the penalty zone now. Curtain call as well, but Purify gets him out. Keyboy still in the midst of it all, and they are all clumped up. Appraiser's wrath. Annabelle finds it, but look at the damage coming from GW and Lutpi, but Fluffy continues to show how this Paquito is a big threat. Sun's forced to flicker out. Evo's Glory 3-1.
Wow, they're gonna be able to get a lot more space on the neutral objective. Fluffy still on the way to put that pressure on top of CW. That's a lot of damage, my guy. CW has got to start respecting that. And as well, that buff does get taken away in the hands of a snowballing Brands, already 2-0-2.
Too much control, too much safety. The Netherrealm was forced out from Clockun, but in the end, there's still enough damage traded back from Evos to really get ahead in that fight. Power wave from Fluffy though is definitely something that's so difficult to deal with. And Lutpi is struggling to match his impact. Even though in these big fights, the penalty zone technically should have more to say compared to something like a knockout strike.
So disruptive. Dreams over and over, delaying these busts from happening. Oh no! No! The disrespect from Annabelle there. He stole the orange buff away from Kyrie, and Kyrie's left with nothing.
Already, they're still on the same level though, so all things considered, not the worst situation for Kyrie, but he's been denied his buffs, and from the looks of it, with this composition, every single time the purple buff is up, everyone will be having their eyes on the prize. For Onic, it feels like they can really get an advantage when they can try and go for that split play with the Angela, but Evos are making sure that every single objective that can be used to force Fnatic Onic into a 5v5 fight, they will use. And even 1v1, 2,400 gold ahead, that is Fluffy with the Malefic Roar, with the Sea Halberd as well. He is geared up to try and 1v1 the Terizla.
Oh, another iron hook there by Dreams. No flicker committed this time, only by Fluffy. But to escape now, clearing the wave once again, and Evo's Glory wants to take this purple buff away from Fnatic Onic. I'm offended. Onto Annabelle, the retribution, not on point for Kyrie. It's more, it's better for Annabelle and Keyboy. Just flickers out.
Again, they shut down onto Kyrie. We were hyping up the Ling Angela, the Angeling combination, but it looks like Evos Glory have done a spectacular job of shutting it completely down. The dominance over the jungle. No purple buffs, no orange buffs at this point for Kyrie. Annabelle just always lurking in the midst. Do they have a fighting chance here?
Dreams was just hunting for another play there. They go on Annabelle.
I'm offended onto Annabelle, some good poke as well from CW, but then Praser's Wrath onto the orange buff, and Annabelle, even without the retribution, steals it away. CW gonna be locked down by the taunt, and the Stampede brings the backbench, just not going to be useful at all. They got locked down completely. Dreams with a bloody hunt, and Brands takes that double.
3-4-0 trade in for the White Tigers, the People's Champions. Finally, the support is kicking in, and it's going at full speed. Lord free for Evos Glory as Dreams looks to run Kyrie down. The pressure is getting to them as they look to push in the 10th, 11th minute of the game. 9K gold lead.
With that gold, you can see a bit of disrespect from Evos. Clocken just solo cutting the wave to ensure that they can go for the turret. Dreams, though, lurking on the sides, waiting for an opportunity.
To find that one good hook.
All right, a bit of suspense there, but Brands now with a full inventory slot with a great Dragon Spear. How to turn tables. Now he's the one on the Roger with that damage, with the burst potential, and Mpl Onic without a lot of DPS, they can't really match a proper 5v5. But Kyrie also has no options in a 1v1.
How do they defend this? They went in for CC, the range is so limited. And Evos have been able to capitalize over the fact. Oh, so close onto Keyboy there, but doesn't quite get it. The Lord is still going in for the siege in the top lane.
So the first Lord going, and the turret splash as well, still there for Mpl Onic. Bad wave clear for them. That's an iron hook and a flicker combo into the bloody hunt. They go, and Annabelle stops him, isolates Ludwig, still able to flicker out. Fluffy with a straight now knockout strike and is able to dash twice defensively into the back. Iron hook again from Dreams. Keyboy with I'm Offended and his own run Wolf King. Annabelle going to be taken very, very low, forcing that Netherrealm out, but CW has used the Vengeance too.
Now both teams reset. That was a bold move from Evos, going for a big Iron Hook pickoff play with the flicker on a Terizla. He was able to survive, but Onic, respecting the Netherrealm, did not go for the re-engage. And now we're losing a base turret. They're just scrambling to try and find something, to try and get a chase. For the most part, Evos are still in the driver's seat. With Annabelle picking up the Immortal, they're gonna keep doing this, using Annabelle as the main front line with so many ways to save him, to protect him if things go south.
It's been so perfect for Evos Glory. They've been able to capitalize over the lack of range, and it's a power pick for a reason for Dreams. You think Franco, you also think Dreams. He's been able to find so many opportunities, so many loopholes. They create an uneven battlefield, and there's a reason why so many teams up against Evos Glory go for the respect for Dreams. They take away the Kajas, they take away the Francos, and even Mpl Onic, the team that has gone 3-0 so far in such a dominant fashion, mind you. The defending champions are struggling against Evos Glory in this fourth game.
Well, on the bright side for the side of Mpl Onic, level 15 Kyrie has a chance to go for some kind of retry steal, but everyone else on his team is severely behind. So it's going to be a bit of a waiting game, but with the Lord threatened, potentially taken by Evos, that could be enough. We usually talk about the 10K gold mark being the point where you can just go in and break the base with brute force. And Onic realized it, recognized it, but look at where Fluffy is.
Oh, Dreams! That's a flicker now, a taunt from Annabelle. No flicker for Dreams. He buys the immortality now. 10,000 gold lead still in favor of Evos, and they're holding on to this Lord. They're not letting it reset. In the bottom lane, the wave already crashing, slow pushing, but it's going to be built back by Mpl Onic towards Evos. Mpl Onic desperately trying to go for this reset on the Lord, and Annabelle will fight for it. CW has the hard guard, now goes into the back line. Ludwig able to find Brands, and Kyrie chases him in the back. Like in Pounce, dealing so much damage. Dreams there. Annabelle secures the Lord. And CW still dealing damage. Annabelle very, very low. Lutpi's immortality is going to be popping. Fluffy jumps into the back. But Mpl connects. And Lutpi will fall. That's an unstoppable for Brands. And Evos Glory, now it's their time.
They've completely taken it back into their hands. In game number 4, the People's Champions, the Chosen Ones.
And look outside, man. The crowd is absolutely insane. That is outside, correct? It's
That
not
is
even
outside.
Inside the arena.
Yes.
That is the amount of people that want to see this conclusion. And Evos are about to strike back, crack open the base. Can they go for more?
They look to the skies and they see the Sky Kings, but this time it's them on the attack. Iron Hook only onto the minion wave. And how have Fnatic Onic done it? How have they defended with a composition like this? Still another wave though. And Evos Glory, it seems they cannot push forward, they cannot siege the kingdom of the Sky Kings.
The longer the game goes, though, it's gonna be less and less important. This gold lead, 12K as of right now. It seems like this is gonna be a moment for Evos to go try and go for a play.
Annabelle caught in the midst of it all. The penalty zone locks him down. Netherrealm going to be baited out as well. Lutpi getting that photo shielding. CW getting the heart guard. He doesn't have the Curtis call actually. He's already used it earlier. And T-Boy wants to go for more. They're going to be poked down now as the Bloody Hunt comes down. But CW will be obliterated by Brands. Fluffy now with a knockout down to the back. But Kyrie finds Annabelle. Jumping on the Brands. Top of the blades. Used up Kyrie.
Base,
1-2. But now the base is wide open and Brands has picked up a double kill. You flip the coin this time. You get Mr. Fantastic. Brands 7-0-4. Academy in the mid lane. Dreams force a flicker back as now it's going to be Lutpi who tries to go for the desperate defense. But they all get locked down. One last penalty zone. And it will not be a clean sweep. Evos Glory fight back.
The People's Champions force a game number 5 from the defending champions who have already gone 3-0. Ladies and gentlemen, this just speaks volume to the mentality of Evos Glory. And we have so many examples of it this season. In the regular season, they came back from a -7 match point deficit. And with that mental strength, with that mental fortitude, with resilience, determination, and hunger to get to the top, they prevail and they will force another game under the reign of Fnatic Onic.
That was a well-deserved victory for Evos Glory. That was honestly their game to lose. From the perspective of a Filipino here on the desk, that was Evos Glory game to lose. Game to win, rather, where literally they just need to play around the objectives right, pressure the lane at the right time. And the moment you saw CW go down within the first minute of the game, Evos Glory knew, all right, if we don't win this game, something terrible happened. And they built around that, they continued that, and they continued invading the jungle of Fnatic Onic. Fnatic Onic, dare I say, they kind of played around a bit with that last draft, and they found out.
I think the lack of damage in Fnatic Onic side cost them this game 4.
Yes.
They didn't snowball the early game. The CC got first blooded by the Roger, and they have an Angela in the mid with a Ruby and a Terizla.
Yeah.
I don't know how much pain Kyrie can take on his back, man, if he needs to carry that game. And I think it's very hard for them to execute the game 4 draft if they did a snowball from the start.
Exactly. I mean, this competition was a big gamble, right? It's a high risk. You need that early game. Once, Evos had the 2,000 gold lead, it was basically almost over. But then you could see the discipline from Evos though, because even then, Fnatic Onic were still threatening all the way to the end. And you're not supposed to be on that comp when you lose early.
And looking at the draft as well for Fnatic Onic, if they wanted to run that CC at that point, it's like, okay, sure, let's just say that was the game plan. I mean, they channeled back to Todak's idea of double fighter sides, put the Ling in the jungle because that's technically your marksman, your basic attack damage dealer. But then it got to the point where with the Faramis 4th pick of Evos Glory, that just looked like checkmate. Because if Fnatic Onic ended up drafting something along the lines of a Lapu Lapu just to respond to that Faramis, then Evos Glory would be the ones to get the Rizla. And then it'll still be difficult for Fnatic Onic to be able to win majority of the fights there and even help out their jungle. Faramis 4th pick was just really great by Evos Glory.
yeah, the Franco and the Paramis pick, the third pick, the Franco, and the fourth pick Paramis is yeah, checkmate for Onic. And I think that's why I didn't like the Ruby pick, because I think if they are planning to play double fighter, they should play another mage to to give more damage, to also pop the Cult Altar for Paramis. They need some more damage in that team comp, maybe of Vexana or even Loi is open at that game.
Yeah, but they completely left it open and they went in for the Angela in the mid lane instead. But player of the game presented to you by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy S24 series is Dreams, right? You don't respect Dreams and you get nightmares for a long, long time.
And especially when you consider the fact that you're on an assassin, right? Getting that suppression so early on. And even there, the fact that they were just unable to snowball Fnatic Onic is also partially due to the pressure that Dreams was able to just carry around. Every single time you saw Kyrie go for something like a split push, Dreams is always on the case with the rapid boots, with the conceals, immediately pop just for the extra bit of movement speed to chase him away. And just like that, they were just forced into those neutral objective fights, 5v5. And then with this composition, with the CC not really winning out against the Roger, it was just looking a bit too difficult.
And that was a big learning moment for me. Number one, now I learned CC versus the Roger. Just time to dash in a little bit. Well, Roger's gonna win. And also, Dreams, really good Franco.
Oh yeah,
I didn't know. In my head, I was like, oh, Dreams? You mean Tiggle Minotaur guy?
Yeah.
Oh, his Franco is really great too.
And the big portion here, the big issue as well, is that Lupio on the Terrorista was shut down completely by Fluffy. You know, shout out to him as well for the early game. That early pressure with the Paquito again and again forces Lupi to be so far behind. He was the guy with the biggest goal differential in this game for the longest time. And that is also something that they use again and again to go for some kind of flank, some kind of burst damage to the back. And especially with the Nether Realm in the picture, it was just so difficult for Onic to even get even trades.
I think, yeah, as you can see here, right? The Cult Altar is such a nuisance for Fnatic Onyx side. They need to kite back, but they need to pop the Cult Altar, but they don't have enough damage to do so because they only need to rely on the CC and the Angela. They don't have any damage and they just get rolled over by the Paquito, by the Roger, by the Paramis, by everyone from the side of Evos Glory.
And it bakes so many resources, right? Vengeance already popped in, Heartguard already popped in, and at the end of the day, after the Cult Altar's done, Onic, they don't have anything left in their arsenal to utilize against Evos Glory.
Yeah, looking back now, Evos Glory actually also banning out the Edith in the second phase was really good. That would have been the source of magic damage that would have capped off a great, potentially great lineup for Fnatic Onic. Even if that wasn't a Ruby, if that was something like a Minotaur to provide a little bit more heals to pair up with the Angela, still, again, not enough. It's a lot of crowd control, but you're still waiting. You're trying to take down that Nether Realm, and even with a big Minoan Fury, not enough.
That's what they learned from their match in upper bracket finals. Evos Glory, last time they saw the Angela, last time they lost to the Angela by Fnatic Onic. Fnatic Onic picked up the Edith in the second phase, so it was a good adjustment by Evos Glory there to ban out the Edith, and it kind of forced them on that double marksman to gamble on the early game, but also Fnatic Onic were denied of the Ling. They then went for the Julian, so they also had extra magic, so it was still more diverse anyways, you know? And yeah, this is Fnatic Onic trying to pull off a very high-risk, high-reward composition that didn't work out.
Yeah. I agree. That's why I think another mage there with a double fighter is a much better team composition. Because yeah, me myself, Alter Ego also uses double fighter, right? Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Maybe they're just like, yeah, okay, we have 3 lives, right? They're up 3-0. We can try something. Try to caught them off guard, but Evos Glory was sharp.
What would be the mage there that you would have picked?
I like Vexana because Vexana somehow counters Paramis, right? The Cult Altar they need to clump up, or even maybe Loi. Loi was leave open, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we completely forgot it was left open right there. AoE and like multiple sources of spammable abilities for the Loi could have worked. That sure is the case. And I mean, back then when this meta with the fighters in the gold lane was popular, the Paramis was also such a big problem for any kind of composition like that. Usually, it's always like all these fighters, and then it's going to be a trade-off. Instead of the Loi and Chip, it's always the Pharamids and Valentina for that clash. So the fact that Evos were able to get their hands on it is also a big win for them.
I'm within the school of thought where it looked like a really big outdraft for Evos, because you mentioned the Loi. So if ever it wasn't Angela Rope and they put the Loi in mid, then Evos could have still ended up picking the Esmeralda as the last pick.
Yeah.
That'll be a lot of shields, and you still wouldn't not have enough damage to eventually take down an Esmeralda with the Faramis as well. The way I see it, even though like I really get your points, Evos Glory was just like they look comfortable drafting on the red side, and they prepared that well. But then we also have to acknowledge Fnatic Onic. CC Gold, CC Gold, CC Gold.
Exactly. I mean, what would you prefer to be in the gold lane if not the CC right here? You know, could you think up of something that would be a bit more conducive to this game plan?
The difficult thing is like the majority of the ones that can really handle the Roger fine were kind of gone. But if they just drafted some last few picks enough to peel for it and just helped it out, kind of greedy. But the thing, they already had the Link, and they could have gotten Nathan at least, so that you get that source of magic damage. But then again, it's so risky because you already showed the Link early on. You know you're playing Angeling.
I don't like Natan.
I agree.
Haven't we seen good things from
it's
Natan?
tough.
Everyone's like, no.
but I think a good marksman there for CW. I think it's Melissa. Melissa's not.
Ooh.
Yo, that's actually
Oh
true.
yeah.
Faramis,
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, Roger's okay against it, but everyone, yeah. Wow, that's a good
I mean, we did see CW pull it up against
exactly.
against who, Mirko?
Against who?
Hey,
That was painful.
what
I
if though,
still
right?
remember.
What if though? What if same theme, same picks again? It's been a theme all throughout the series wherein you just redo your previous ideas. And what if in the next game, Fnatic Onic go the same route but draft a Melissa this time?
But do you think that Fnatic Onic will take the same side?
They will pick red side for sure.
Yeah. I mean, the 100% win rate on the red side. Fnatic Onic, 3 games in a row, and then now Evos Glory. So, hey, that respect is coming in handy in the grand finals.
And we said it was a checkmate, by the way, if they go on the other side. But hey, it turns out it worked out.
They turn it around, man.
Checkmate, it was if they picked the Link. If Evos Glory picked the Link, but they didn't pick the Link. So it's just a check.
It's a check,
True.
and then they fought out of that
Yes,
check.
and then they picked Franco third pick, and then Faramis, that's a checkmate for Fnatic Onic.
Oh, they played the Link's Gambit.
Link's
The
Canada.
Ling's Gambit.
Did we swap games? Are we still talking Mobile Legends?
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Yes.
What's going on here?
Yes, we are.
We are.
Welcome to MLBB. Yeah, I just want to
Yes.
say MLBB.
It's a different version, a different MLBB multiverse.
The draft
Yeah.
is a very, very, interesting thing to talk about.
For sure. And we have the draft expert here with us.
The architect.
The architect. Coach Aldo, the architect.
What do you think, Coach?
Yep.
Is there any way for you to amend Onyx draft in this game?
Yeah.
What minor changes would you have swapped in here? Maybe?
If we really want to play the... Yeah. Again, the double fighter, Vexana will be good, I think. But if we want to play marksman, I think Melissa is very good at that spot. Because he can dish out damage, and against a Roger, it's maybe just hold a bit in the laning phase, and then you will poke him in the team fight.
Especially after that 3-item power spike. Melissa's
Yeah.
still really good right now. I mean, I remember instantly when you said Vexana, that's what Alter Ego did in the regular season, right? I mean, when they go for these fighters, they go for the Vexana in the mid lane.
So you're seeing why that idea comes through here from the source himself. What a
Well,
fresh
we-
experience on the English desk.
But we've talked so much about Onic. Let's
Okay.
circle back to Evos, right? They were able to come back in what looked like GG already at championship point. Everything was held against them, but we finally see Fluffy given a different hero. We finally get to see Fluffy on the Paquito, and then it's a different effect.
Yeah, that's what I've been looking for this entire series. Like, let Fluffy be Fluffy, and that Fluffy
not
isn't
Fluffy.
Fluffy. Exactly. He hurts. Allow him to make plays for himself, for the team, be aggressive, deal bursts, not just be utility. And with the Paquito in his hands, it just showed up really well. If it wasn't Dreams that was the MVP of that game with some really great hooks and really great timings with the Bloody Hunt, I would have made a case for Fluffy because of his aggression and then his quick power spike.
For sure. Even Ling, Kyrie was having so many issues just going his normal route.
I think the point for Evos right now is just don't play Assassin versus Assassin against
Okay.
Fnatic Onic.
No
I think
assassin versus
no
assassin.
versus assassin.
That's number one.
I think just put NFL on the tank your side of the jungler and let Fluffy shine.
Yeah.
Like Raptor said.
Exactly, we were talking about this earlier. Like, just back to basics. If you want to do the assassin versus assassin and you're so confident, do it in the game 7. Maybe a part of you is thinking, yeah, still don't do that to Onic. But like, come on.
But with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are gonna go to a short break. So we'll see you right after for game numero, what's 5 in Spanish?
Cinco.
Numero Chico.
English or Spanish?
Stay tuned. Chico? That's a rebellion code.
Ada harapan untuk the People's Champion Evos Glory karena kali ini berhasil mengamankan 1 poin. Tapi tentunya ini tidak terhenti di sini karena mereka harus berusaha untuk membalikkan keadaan dengan memenangkan 3 game lagi. Benar, karena Onic hanya membutuhkan 1 game saja. Dengan demikian, Onic bisa mengangkat piala. Namun kalau dari Evos sendiri, mereka harus berjuang dengan perjalanan yang lebih panjang. Namun tetap saja, semua tim sama-sama membutuhkan total 4 game. Betul sekali, karena tentunya ini kedua tim, baik itu Fnatic Onic dan juga Evos Glory, berusaha untuk bisa mendapatkan gelar sebagai Raja Galaksi. Karena kedua tim ini mendapatkan gelar atau tiket menuju MSC 2024 ini tidak cukup ya. Tidak, mereka menginginkan kemenangan, mereka menginginkan tambahan koleksi dari Piala Mpl. Betul sekali, tapi ngomongin MSC, tentunya kedua tim ini akan berlaga di ajang MSC 2024. Tapi tentunya tim-tim yang akan dilawan adalah tim-tim dari berbagai region. Dan kita kemarin sudah sempat ya Bude ngobrol-ngobrol dengan champion-champion yang akan berlaga di MSC 2024 dari berbagai region. Ada dari Kamboja, kemudian Philippines. Kali ini kita mau kemana Bude? Kita mau ke keluarga serumpun kita yang ada di Malaysia. Kita akan langsung rebung dengan Yums. Hello Yums. Apa kabar? Wow, Yums, congratulations for winning the Mpl Malaysia.
Terima kasih.
Selamat. Gimana perjalanannya itu sampai menjadi juara?
Perjalanannya senang sih, senang.
Senang ya, Bude.
Ya,
Dan
senang.
tentunya Yums memenangkan Mpl Malaysia, mendapatkan tiket ke MSC 2024 bersama dengan Selangor Red Giants. Tapi Yums, bagaimana kamu melihat ini persaingan di Mpl Indonesia?
Seru sih, seru.
Tapi bagaimana dengan, mungkin bisa nggak dijelaskan lebih dalam lagi kalau Indonesia gimana dan mungkin Malaysia gimana Yums?
Pemilihan gameplay sih, pemilihan style gameplaynya.
Dari gameplay, kalau Malaysia
Ya.
gimana tuh?
Kalau Malaysia agresif,
Nah,
agresif dan kucar-kacir gitu.
oh menarik ya, rame gitu ya Yums. Kalau Indonesia gimana tuh Yums?
Kalau Indonesia sangat rapi dan sangat cantik sih untuk dilihat, ditonton.
Wow, Indonesia sangat cantik ditonton, sedangkan Malaysia agresif. Tapi
Ya.
kamu akan mewakili MPL Malaysia di MSC 2024. Berarti kalian akan bertemu dengan 2 tim yang hari ini berlaga. Bagaimana menurut Yum sendiri melihat pertandingan Grand Final hari ini?
Apa? Bisa ulang nggak?
Bagaimana Yums melihat pertandingan Grand Final hari ini antara Evos Glory dan juga Fnatic Onic? Karena mengingat 2 tim ini akan bertemu dengan Yums dengan Selangor Red Giants bersama-sama di MSC.
Aduh, Mak.
Gimana performa dari Evos dan juga Fnatic Onic?
Dua-duanya bagus banget sih. Gak sabar sih untuk lawan mereka.
Akan jadi kontender kuatkah, lawan kuat untuk Yums khususnya?
Kuat.
Kuat. Tapi ini kan melihat pertandingan Grand Final. Kedua tim akan bertemu dengan Yums di tentunya di MSC. Tapi kalau melihat saat ini Onic atau Fnatic Onic begitu mendominasi, kira-kira menurut Yums apa yang membuat Onic sangat dominated?
Pemahaman gameplay yang tinggi dikuasai oleh pemain Onic sih.
Oh, begitu untuk Fnatic Onic. Tapi Yums menonton ya, ngelihat Evos Glory. Is there anything that Evos Glory, ada nggak sih yang Evos Glory bisa harus lakukan nih jika ingin mengejar poin tertinggalnya?
Evos harus menaikin lagi taraf permainan mereka dan coba untuk mematikan Kairi.
Fokus Kairinya Yums.
Ya,
Why? Kenapa nih Kairinya nih? Harus diapain? Dikunciin?
ya Kairinya harus masuk ke pocket sih.
Masuk ke pocket disimpan Kairinya ya Yums. Tapi Yums yang terakhir before kita akan melihat bagaimana pertandingan selanjutnya, game selanjutnya. Yums, ada pesan-pesan untuk fans-fans super fans yang ada di MPL Indonesia?
Semoga kalian fans-fans di Indonesia.
Betul.
Tidak apa ya? Aduh ya Allah.
Boleh buat semuanya, boleh Yums.
Semoga kalian menonton aja di sana.
Yes, kita nonton kamu Yums. Wajah Anda terpampang Yums di tengah-tengah MPL Indonesia. But Yums, gimana skornya untuk final ini? Ada prediksi untuk skor?
Ada 4-1 Fnatic.
Langsung ya. Tapi
Ya.
thank you so much, terima kasih sekali. Good luck untuk MSC 2024-nya Yums. Dan terima kasih sudah bergabung bersama kami di MPL Indonesia Season 13. Terima kasih. Terima kasih Yums.
Oke.
Dan itulah dia, kita sudah terhubung dengan salah satu best roamer dari keluarga serumpun kita dari Malaysia sana yang telah memenangkan juga dari MPL Malaysia. Kita akan bertemu Yums lagi nantinya di MSC. Tentu saja dua tim ini akan berhadapan langsung dengan Yums, Monica.
Betul sekali, dan tadi Yum sudah mengatakan juga ya, memang ini sengit sekali kalau ngomongin memang permainan gameplay di Indonesia begitu rapi. Jadi perlu diwaspadai oleh Selangor Red Giants juga bersama dengan Yum yang nantinya bakalan ketemu di MSC. Tapi tentunya kita akan melihat apakah prediksi dari Yums akan terjadi, karena prediksinya tadi 4-1 Bude.
Berarti kalau 4-1 ini bakal jadi game terakhir. Kayaknya nggak percaya ya, Evos fans. Apakah ini game terakhir? Enggak, semuanya nggak. Coba, kalau kalian berpikir ini nggak, tolong kasih semangat yang keras. Evos fans untuk Evos Glory.
Tapi Bude, tentunya para Sonic ingin melihat langsung nih tim kesayangannya untuk bisa menang. Apakah Sonic masih semangat?
Semuanya mengibarkan bendera timnya masing-masing. Dua tim masih akan berjuang untuk satu juara, satu gelar Raja Galaksi. Untuk Fnatic Onic, mereka tinggal menyabet satu kemenangan saja. Mereka sudah bisa mengangkat piala yang kita lihat dari tadi. Sudah bertengger di tengah-tengah panggung ini. Namun untuk Evos Glory, perjalanan mereka masih cukup menantang.
Betul sekali, karena baru mengumpulkan 1 poin kemenangan. Ini berarti harus mendapatkan 3 game point lagi. Ini berarti harus reverse sweep nih baru bisa memenangkan match atau menjadi champion Raja Galaksi di MPL Indonesia Season 13 kali ini.
Betul sekali, dan kita sebagai penonton, sebagai pendukung, mari kita bersama-sama menyambut game kelanjutan dari Grand Final MPL Indonesia Season 13.
Jadi ribet penulisannya dengan mengakukan apa harus tidak masalah karena bahaya.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen, for game number 5 in the grand finals of Mpl Onic Season 13. After a 3-0 win from Fnatic Onic, Evos Glory managed to steal a game off of their hands. And it brings us to game number 5. But of course, did you guys see the venue outside, how packed it was? Have you seen what it looks like inside here as well? This is the Jakarta International Velodrome. So welcome to #your everyday venue. If you want to have a birthday party, you want to have a concert, maybe you want to stay on stage alone, you know, have a Reptar show concert.
No one's gonna watch that.
I'll come.
Thank
You
you.
will come.
Thank you.
So that's 2 people, 3 people. 3
Aldo's
people will
gonna-
come.
I'll pick
Aldo,
Aldo.
Aldo, so that's 4.
Nice. All right.
I got
Get
2
the
of my
ball
friends
rolling
to
with that
join.
idea. I love it. Thank you.
Super flexible. You guys can utilize this venue for multi-purpose events such as concerts. You can have a boxing match against Arashi, school events, corporate gatherings, and of course, brand activations. Your everyday venue for all your needs. And I'd really love to see, you know, Arashi like buy one.
Against
you know,
who?
Beyond
Oh, that'd be
Yeah.
cool. That'd be really, really cool.
Beyond with Coach Aldo maybe.
Oh, Aldo.
Who'd win?
I knock him out clean.
Oh, okay. We got, hey, calm down. That's for the future, all right? We save that for the press conferences. But
Sign the contract.
hey, Arashi, calm down. Maybe he needs some snacks. You know, why is he getting all feisty?
I think he's a bit hangry.
Are you hangry?
I kind of am though.
Are you angry because you're hangry?
I kind of is though.
All right.
Yeah, I get hangry too. I see you Reptar snacking. Did you use the Retri discount code 10K?
There's a
15K,
discount
sorry.
code? Oh, I missed the discount code.
Bro, check your screen right now, right? You guys can also utilize it. It's click playoff 15 or 15, 1-5. And you guys can utilize it by becoming a new member to get the discount. Wow, amazing.
Me personally, I'm not a fan of snacks, right?
Why?
But because I just don't like eating snacks. I'm not that type of snack.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not a snacker, you know?
Okay.
No way.
But I am a coffeeer, if that's a term, and I will make it a term if it's not, because I drank like three glasses of coffee today, and it's all point coffee because that's my favorite coffee brand.
Yeah.
This is my 3rd one, and it's
You know, there's an actual
need
term
another.
for instead of coffeeer, you're a brew rat.
Oh, brew rat.
Yeah, you're a brew rat.
I
They call,
usually-
you know, coffees, like, they call them brews. So yeah, you're
yes,
a brew
yes, yes.
rat.
like Wolf,
Yeah, he's a
like
brew
Mr.
rat.
B. Wolf.
And Wolf
Yeah.
told me that he's a brew rat, especially for Point Coffee, because it's a freshly made coffee drink served from 100% authentic Indonesian coffee beans, made by trained baristas.
Trained brew by a wolf.
Yeah, brew by hero.
Brew by hero.
I love that.
For sure. What glasses are you using, by the
Me?
way?
These
These
are L
things?
glasses, honestly,
L glasses?
because I'm
These
not
are normal,
actually-
man.
I'm using Saturday.
No wonder he can see the.
Actually,
Yes.
that's how he sees the future.
Wow.
That's how he sees the future.
The vision.
The vision. Gear up for the launch of Saturdays and MPL ID collaboration on March 4th. This eyewear is the secret weapon for Coach Aldo to dominate the land of Dawn. Available at Saturdays.com and all Saturday stores. For more information, you guys can check out at Saturdays.lifestyle on Instagram as well as TikTok. We'll give it over to Mr. Reptar. You know, oh man, you're not on the screen anymore.
It's
Whoa,
okay.
Limcourt, Annabelle.
That's what?
Is
They
he
do look
Annabelle
alike.
or is he an Indonesian caster?
You will never know.
They actually do
Have you
look
ever
alike.
seen them in the same room?
No, I haven't.
No.
Never.
Exactly.
It's not like he's casting the grand finals right now. No.
Is he though?
That's Momo Chan, remember?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Reptar, are you wearing 2 glasses?
No. You have no proof because the camera's not on me.
Take a picture.
Take a picture.
Take a picture.
This is some Galaxy
Face taking a
Nightography.
picture. You're done. It's
No.
over.
The S24 can edit in glasses, so I can make it look like you have 2 glasses.
AI, bro.
Match points. Will Annabelle's tank jungler lead Evos to a comeback? And remember last season in the playoffs, Evos have pulled reverse sweep before. So it goes to show that they do have the mental fortitude. See, I don't have the mental fortitude. I
just saying
messed up saying mental.
I love it
Mental.
though.
If you guys remember, Match Point Evos was a mythical creature we were talking a lot about.
Exactly.
Whenever their opponents are at match point, they just get so much better. That has been a thing, kind of, it might make a recurrence right now.
So now this brings us to the drafts.
Still the same bands from the first, second, and third game. Yes, it's the same draft. Maybe here Evos is looking for the Fredrin first pick, because they want to prioritize the Fredrin that gave them the win. But maybe leaving Valentina open for Suns is kind of risky too, right?
Yeah. I mean, at this point, anything you go for is a risk, but you called it, Coach. You know, the Fredrin, we had this discussion off camera, by the way, and Coach Aldo was like, yeah, they can go for that. They can go for the Fredrin first pick instead of the Valentina.
Valentina Roger, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Valentina and Roger.
I think.
I agree with Valentina Roger too.
Very
Because,
versatile.
yeah.
You can see the value.
Because if they pick Valentina Roger, yeah.
You want to keep going, Coach?
Evos' answers needs to be Claude, right? But since Onic already has the Valentina, they can't go for the Grok, the Minotaur, the cancellation on the Claude's Blazing Duet. But let's see what Evos Glory is gonna pick.
What's your prediction?
It should be Claude. I think still it should be Claude, but it's kind of hard. Claude. And they cannot go for X-Borg too, right, because of the Valentina. Yeah. So yeah, that's why giving Valentina to Onic is kind of tricky.
We'll see.
Oh,
X-Borg and Faramis.
They don't care.
They give two ults.
Actually, this is smart because now Suns needs to pick either they want to pick the Faramis ult or the X-Borg ult.
Exactly.
Yep. I think this is smart move.
Yeah, it's funny because like let's say Suns gets the ultimate of the Faramis, they have an export to deal with.
Yeah.
You know, the export can quickly take away the Nether Realm that Fnatic Onic will have on their side here. Going into the second phase without their gold laner though, you mentioned the Claude. I feel like Fnatic Onic will ban on the Claude in the second phase now. It'll be really good, get that mobility, because right now the Evos lineup is very team fighting.
Yep.
You need at least one hero to open up the map, split push, be mobile.
Agree.
If you look at the seemingly is going to be a trade in DPS. I was gonna say more DPS like the Edith would probably make a lot of sense, but the Uranus out of nowhere here against an X-Borg, it kind of works out. You can regen from all the harassment in the lane.
I think they just wanna like to mirror the X-Borg, and since they already picked the Faramis, I think Evos Glory doesn't have that option to punish from the mid lane for the Uranus. So I think it's a good pick to mirror the X-Borg and also the Fredrin, the tank jungler.
I wonder if they're going to ban out the carry Claude now, because the Uranus does not like going up against those two,
That's
those fast basic attack heroes. Seems like that's going to be the logical ban here for Fnatic Onic. If not, then they're going to be playing a dangerous game. First the carry, If they're ever going to open up the Claude, then that means they're going to pick up something maybe like
Grok, Minotaur.
Yeah, the heroes that the moment the Claude goes in, you have to force the Purify out of it. Those bursts. Wow. Oh, they're respecting the Julian.
Oh, wow.
Do you think the Julian could come up here?
Yes, I still think so, right? I mean, Fnatic Onic, there's a reason they have left that jungle out and open. And they really like to do that. I mean, even from the old days of Aldo and Mars, that's what they like to do, especially for Kyrie. Leave the red side, especially when you're on red side, to give Kyrie an assassin pick.
I think they can pick the Claude and flex the Roger somehow. I haven't seen that being done for a bit too long, but the fact that they abandoned a ton kind of gets me thinking quite a bit. With the Fanny ban away as well, Assassins technically are still on the table. It's getting risky with all these survivability tools available.
Are we gonna see a Lancelot on Kyrie on Lancelot? Maybe. I think it's not a bad pick here. Maybe on the last pick, but yeah.
It has to be last pick.
It has to be last.
Is it okay against the Faramis?
I mean, it's like one of the better in and out assassin, right? They can just first skill in, dash in, and then dash out. Like,
Yeah, in a way, because like assassins, in a way, can counter the Pyramis, because when you go in and go out like that, and the way that assassins do, you bait out that Nether Realm. They will go for the Grok first, anticipating that a Claude pick again. This Grok is phenomenal to cancel out, especially, I mean, technically, the dive of Evos, right? If they want to Nether Realm and dive in, boom, smack with the wild charge.
And also, it denies like the car control that Dream's gonna put out the G-Girl, the Minotaur. It gets mirrored by the Grok. So they have an early advantage on that side.
And don't forget the barriers, right? It will kind of force Clockern to be a bit more conservative with his Stampede. if he wants to use it aggressively, he might get stuck behind a wall. And we've seen Keyboy's barriers being so good. It's gonna be a Beatrix Franco though, a bit of a throwback.
Okay.
Yeah, like if they're gonna need a dive, they're gonna need Burst, Yuzong. Oh wait, no, they already have the EXP laner. Oh, there's Burst, there's
yeah,
dive.
yeah.
It's the Nolan.
It's the Nolan.
It takes both of them out. But this is a combination that we've seen way back in the day, right? The Beatrix and the Franco. And that's something that is a bit of a power now for Evos Glory. Do you think it can work against Fnatic Onic?
Yeah, I think it can work because Beatrix and Franco can burst the front line of Onic, and also they have the Faramis to back up if ever they get engaged by the Nolan.
In theory, it makes sense, especially with this combo. Even the Uranus, if you're stuck and suppressed and hit with a Bennett's Rage, we've seen that even the tankiest of members can get absolutely deleted.
The last time Evos were in the same exact spot, 3-1. It was at M1 World Championships, 3-1, and they came back up against RFG Hoshi.
Will we be seeing that same storyline unfold in front of us today? Because it looks like the White Tigers, the People's Champions, they're not going down without a fight. Not until they take Fnatic Onic, the champions of the galaxy, down with them. Welcome to game number 5. Welcome into the land of Dawn, as we are still at championship point for Fnatic Onic. Was that a hook?
It was an Iron Hook early. I don't know about whether he survived Purify. There's no first blood. I would love to see it over the clear, man.
Give it a second. There we go.
A flicker. Okay.
Oh, it came out of nowhere. Dreams again on his signature pick. Onyx seems to want to try and go for it. And Keyboy doing the roundabout special, delaying the clear speed from Annabelle a bit more. Looking at the emblems by GamesMax. Master Assassin now for both gold laners, but Keyboy gets jumped on.
Oh my god, Dreams, I don't know about that. The barrier as well is very, very low, still in the bush. Kyrie gets the passive down on Clawkun and backs away. Brands though, look at that. Thrill and Master Assassin.
He wants to make sure that in the laning phase, we've seen it again and again, and in this match, the laning phase becomes so much more important because then you have control. That's the same thing, that applies for the EXP lane, but even also for the gold lane. Get the rest of them. Fluffy going in with the agility, he definitely wants to be participating in a lot of these engagements. But against the Uranus, we'll have to see. Lupi can be annoyingly cutting those lanes again and again, keeping this X-Borg just in the lane.
So far, if we circle back into the gold lane, that level 4 will be a bit of a power spike, right? That's when Dreams and Brands can utilize it to look for a combo, perhaps maybe even a pickup into the side lanes. Meanwhile, 9 seconds left on the next neutral objective spawn. The turtle gonna jump in. Annabelle at level 4, but so is Kyrie. So it's a little bit of a 50-50 here, but we'll have to see how this pans out. Lupi?
Okay. Annabelle stuns it up. Taunt as well. Razor's Wrath committed too, but Lupi just dashes out of that and picks up also that XP creep. Oh, Iron Hook from Dreams. Sans getting popped another element. Tiny cannot. Clawkun bursts him down.
The audacity for Sans to not have a Purify. He won't be around, no Netherrealm, but Keyboy and Lupi trying to find some space while Charge is available.
He should be able to use a Keyboy with a wild charge and a Fracture coming up with Retribution. Meanwhile, Lupi pops in a Purify and the Consecration gets out to safety. Fnatic Onic trade that kill for a turtle.
Yeah, Kyrie's gonna be able to get and secure that neutral objective for their team, despite things looking like it went south in the team fight. And that's a problem, right? Sans on the Valentina, you don't want to have to be forced on the Purify. It's just not worth it, right? It cannot exacerbate the creativity that Sans has, especially with how many choices he has on the side of Evos Glory. There's so many different ultimates that he can pick up, that he can utilize according to the situation. So that is actually something that Evos Glory can exploit.
Iron Hook into the bloody hunt and the damage comes down, but Keyboy just walks out of there, man. What a Chad.
Really is depending on Brands getting that item power spike.
He's still too tanky for the early game. He is running the firmness for an extra tankiness. Oh, Kyrie though just slashes Clawkun down. It's kind of funny though. We're seeing so many old metas, quote unquote, with a wild charge to secure the neutral objective, the Franco and Beatrix. It's like
Valentina
both-
Ferramis.
Exactly. Both teams are just pushed to the brink so far back. They have to go back in time.
No power of nature. Boy already used it earlier. Annabelle also stealing away that gold crab from CW. It's a small victory for Evo's Glory, and they look to go towards the enemy purple, but Kyrie is 2 levels ahead of Annabelle.
Farming up the storm. Dreams looking for a way to shut him down, but hasn't really found the answer just yet, despite it already going to 4 minutes.
Really, the longer this game goes, the more Lutpi is going to be a big problem here. For Evos, the only real way to try and shut him down is to just use all your resources to go on the Experience, but look at this.
Stampede into the Iron Hook, but Sans has another round. Keyboy, oh, still able to flicker out of the Appraiser's Wrath. Meanwhile, Kyrie stays busy, goes to the purple ball, steals it away, and still has the Retribution.
It's just all out pressure all across the map, but look at the response. Evos immediately going for the turtle. Keyboy will be trying to deter, but Lutpi is in the area too.
No bloody hunt this time for Dreams. Brand swaps to the Renner, gets a shot down onto Lutpi and the Renner's apathy, but Kyrie secures the turtle. 2 turtles to FNOC.
They're gonna have to try and build a snowball from here on out. And that's exactly the plan that they're going for. B-Boy is going in very aggressive, being able to back Kyrie up. But at this point, right, a 2K gold lead, CW on the Roger, needs the snowball, still at a 0-0-0. What do Evo's Glory do here? Oh, force the flicker there.
Whoa!
That's the Uranus pressure, man. It's relentless. And you're seeing that he's always one step ahead from Fluffy. She's trying to be as effective as he was in the previous game, but with this Uranus constantly pressuring, already with the Brute Force breastplate as well, it's going to be very difficult. And it's pulling away a lot of attention towards that EXP lane, which is allowing the rest of the map to be controlled by Onic, especially with the fast clear from Kyrie. Already 2K goal ahead. BOD soon, right in time for the next neutral objective.
Oh, has to purify out of that, man. Oh my goodness gracious. Hold your breath, ladies and gentlemen. Kyrie, 4 levels ahead, wants to continue this. B-Boy has the wild charge, he can go for it. But he decides to go for the power of nature instead, just revealing it. And Annabelle wins out the red tree battle, gets an Iron Hook and a bloody hunt under the determined in the realm. Saves it, wild charge! Onto 3, and this time no purify for Clockwood, but Kyrie is able to get rid of the nether realm. The Bennett's range actually is able to save them from that dive. Fnatic Onic, that's another Iron Hook, but a purify from Ludwig grants them their safety very easily. CW Lycan pounces to the wave.
The entire Engage Keyboy gets taken down, but both of these teams, they're not going down without a fight.
And even there, Kyrie, already level 11. He's actually 3 levels ahead of Annabelle as the next neutral objective comes up. And we've seen that the Wildcard is an optional, it's a very great option, a great tool. And Lutpi, there's still no solution just yet. Brands, not enough damage to really one-shot him just yet, even with the Bloody Hunt.
Yeah, Brands just secured the BOD.
Whoa.
Is that a Malefic Roar afterwards? Is that the usual build for Beatrixes these days?
Yes, it is. Build on the Beatrix now, but I'm more concerned about Kyrie. He has a BOD already. Iron Hook onto the Grok. That's a bloody hunt as well with the Venice Rage, but he's still able to survive while charge to the back, and Kyrie gets a fracture down. But another round saves them. Boom! There goes Lutpi.
A bit more damage than he can tank out. Dream still going for some more. Without another realm, Evos still hold their ground. They know they have more combos available. Fnatic Onic respect the potential. And it's back to the waiting game. And still very much even though there's a 2.3k gold lead just by Kyrie power farming.
Yeah, so despite Kyrie being able to get this EXP lead, they still haven't been able to utilize it, but I might be wrong now.
There's apathy used up, but Keyboy gets back almost a read on that Stampede.
Well, just like that, it's a rush take onto the turtle. Small victory from Fnatic Onic, and for the most part, they've only been required to sacrifice the frontline members, although Sans has been taken out once. Longer this game goes though, I think there's gonna be more ways for Sans to show his creativity. For now, he's still waiting on some more item power spikes, but on the other side, Kyrie with the BOD. 2.6k gold ahead. The squishy members in the back need to be careful. There's a chance that Clockwood might get deleted before he can even use the spells as streams. Those were an engaged play.
Very risky play there And he does not find the value of that play. Meanwhile, up top, Kyrie doing quick, or making quick work of that turret. Yeah, BOD over Melfigor second.
So here it is, ladies and gentlemen. The fact that they have opted to go for the Paramis for Evos Glory, it does push them to clump up as 5. And Kyrie on the Nolan with the mobility will be able to capitalize over it in these side lanes. So Evos Glory, they need to be aware of the housekeeping, right? Because even though there aren't any particular strong engages, even though it's not as messy and chaotic as the previous games that we've seen so far, here in game number 5, Fnatic Onic, they're playing the long game, they're playing the macro game, and if this keeps on going the way that it does, it will be something that Fnatic Onic can utilize to their advantage, and Kyrie gonna be able to get that orange buff away from Annabelle here in the 9th minute of the game.
Gets it, gets out, see you later. For Fnatic Onic though, again, it's reverting back to a really old style. For the longest time, even in this match, you do see that when both teams are trying to push the waves out, there's a bit of risk involved there in case it's a big play. But now with the Uranus in the hands of Fnatic Onic, for the most part, he is very secure, very safe when he's going for those pushes, which is why Kyrie can find the space to go and split push as well. It's like a double split push strategy for Fnatic Onic for now. And you can see that Evos, they're forced to react, sending members to the other side. Lord is available.
It looks like they're confused, and Kyrie is 5 levels ahead of Annabelle up to this point now. What? Look at that damage! Kyrie! On this Nolan, he is dealing the damage. He is wreaking havoc on the peoples and champions. A 4K gold late CW picking up the GDS.
It's gonna mean a lot more chase potential, a lot more burst as well. And look at that! With the macro play, that was a clean take from Fnatic Onic. Even though Evos have the tools to go for a pickoff, to go for a team fight, Fnatic Onic just isn't letting them at all.
It's a 3-0 in favor of Evos Glory, but it's a 5,000 goal lead for Fnatic Onic.
But at this point, with Kyrie already at max level, that's an impressive 5-level lead. But now it's gonna start shrinking slowly but surely. So Fnatic Onic also understand that there's some urgency to this game. And look at this, they're going to make a play for the third, but Dreams doesn't get the iron hook. Ludpi looks for a chance to be annoying once more. This is gonna be them zoned away from the orange buff though.
They're getting bullied. They're getting bullied in this game, and it's only been 11 minutes.
Well, with the seal as well, cancel that wild charge, finding 2. But Clockwood purifies out of it very quickly. It's all just to get some space for this mid turret to fall, and the cannon minion is able to take it down. Bottom lane's here too as well. Kyrie doing work.
It's so difficult for Evos right now because again, Ludpi always so healthy, so secure. Now setting up for a dive towards Fluffy. Might be too aggressive though. Another tower goes down.
Ludpi gets pulled back in. Bloody Hunt as well. Locking him down, but another realm saves him. Kyrie in the back line now goes for the fracture. Another realm now to respond it over. T-Boy still able to flicker out. Kyrie gonna be hooked back, but he's able to dash out across the base turret. Finds an angle to escape, of course.
What? That was such a great pick-off, and that should have been theirs, but Kyrie with the fast mechanics, with the fast hands, was able to do the fancy feet around it, dodging the damage from the turret as well.
Don't forget, the whole time, Ludpi is just healing around, running around, blocking hooks, blocking skill shots as well. And even if they go for a short engagement, Ludpi will be full HP before you even notice. 50 seconds to go before the next Lord, and you can bet that Fnatic Onic will be active on the other side of the map. There's still no chance, no way for Evos to try and get the punish. They have the BOD and the Malefic Roar in the hands of Brands, but at the same time, how are they supposed to expend all that just for the Uranus, and even then still go for something that's not quite guaranteed?
This is insane, ladies and gentlemen. 7.5k with this. Wait, I can't even say this much action, like the lack of action happening. Fnatic Onic again playing the map so well, and they're looking for more. Annabelle, they want to make him pay, they want to make him suffer but Brands is going to be able to get both of these blocks. Is this the time where they're going to rely on Brands and Dreams to make in the plays for Evos Glory?
They have to if they want to contest this, but Keyboy and Ludpi, again and again, this literal stone walls for Fnatic Onic. Whenever something is going down, you see almost a double flank from Ludpi and Keyboy, knowing that they are too tanky, too safe, too secure with the crowd control immunity and the regeneration. And that blocks attacks and pathways for Evos, but it also gives Fnatic Onic all the intelligence, all the vision. They always know where Evos is gonna be because they see Ludpi just walk around, they see them through Ludpi.
And now it's just a slow build-up for Fnatic Onic, just the way they like it. Doesn't need to be too flashy this season. They don't need to be too crazy. Relying on those fundamentals, relying on just those small advantages that build up. It's a 9.2k gold lead, and they are building up these waves as slow as they can. Because they know Evos. They have wave clear. They have a Beatrix to play with.
But they're not pushing in that top lane.
Not just yet, they're staggering it quite a bit. Sans will have to look for the Netherrealm. They want to go for a big play on the base here. Keyboy looking for something.
Trying to get that Lord in range of the charge, and it does not charge. They kill it right before. They deny that charge away from FNOC. Iron Hook into the bloody hunt. Into the back. Keyboy finds a wild charge, but that's going to be the last insanity used up. Ludpi tanking a lot of these turret shots. Fluffy burning him down to the ground, but Ludpi still able to survive. Not for long though, as Fluffy finally gets that last bit of damage to take him down. But look at the trade. It looks good for Evos, but then you see the base, and two of the base turrets have been taken out.
Yeah, there was a reason why they pushed in that top lane the way that they did, right? The fact that it was able to collapse the Lord in the bottom lane, and then they were forced to clear it. And so they were able to actually get the tower in the top side under the nose of Evos Glory as they were distracted, and only one stands in their way. It's building that Lord advantage. You can even see it has a 1.9k gold advantage.
I've been harping on and on about Ludpi on the Uranus, but the fact that he was able to buy so much time and force out so many resources is part of the reason why that turret on the top side also fell. 9k gold lead for now, as Fluffy will be able to get a turret, but Evos, they're just clumping together. This is also the next big problem. They are clumping together for the Netherrealm, and they are concerned if anyone walks out ever so slightly, Kyrie will be waiting for that opportunity, just pouncing on that opportunity to get a free kill.
For those who have followed Kyrie and Onic since back then, you should know this playstyle that Fnatic Onic are playing. This is the banana split of Onic PH, Season 8, and the M3 World Championships.
And so far it's working, with the waves already pushing by default. Seems like Evos, Annabelle, actually is on the scene faster. That allows CW to go for the push. There's not enough damage for Evos to try and shred this Lord down that fast. With the wave pushing in, now Fnatic Onic have a window to make their move. They might go for the purple buff first.
James gets barriered, forced to flicker. These small wins, man, it all clumps up, it all stacks up, and it's a mountain now for Fnatic Onic. Not even the purple buff given to Annabelle, not just yet. Even for the purple buff, they need to work for it.
Okay, but they don't force a retribution there, so it's still being able to be used in the next Lord take.
Iron Hulk purified away. Keyboy goes in for the wild charge. No real initiation. Now as Annabelle walks up forward, but now gets isolated. Fracture as well. Netherrealm just to help Annabelle escape, but look at the resources burnt out.
3 ultimates, basically. And this is like a miscommunication for quite a bit. Seems like Ludpi went for the Purify, but Keyboy went in to try and save him from the Iron Hook. Now with the Lord evolved, there's a time for Onic to make their move. The Iron Hook doesn't land, so now there's a window of opportunity, and they have to send Fluffy. He's the only one that has the survivability, but it's so limited.
The resources are now back up for Evos Glory. They want to go in for the contest. This might be the time. I think they're waiting on the Netherrealm from Clockun, but as soon as that is up, they will go for the exchange.
There we go, what towers? Keyboy finds the back, tried to save Ludpi, but now no one's there to save Keyboy. 2 members down, and Fnatic Onic did not get the Lord. A great play by Evos Glory.
That didn't work out at all the way that they planned it. But it looks like Fnatic Onic, they still want to go in for the commitment. Are they looking for a bait here? Are they looking to prolong the series? But Evos Glory, the people's champions, they've been waiting for this moment. 8 minutes in.
It's a dangerous situation to be in with 2 members down for another 20 seconds. The wave was pushing for Onic on the bottom side, but that's why the Franco becomes such a valuable tool. Forces the engage and now shoots on the other foot. Xborg. Fluffy is the one exposing everyone. It's gonna be a Lord for Evos.
You have to give it away. That's a Lord, and Evos Glory finally, after 19 minutes, we see that sign of life. They were still in the lead in kills, but their first real objective is in the 19th minute of the game.
And look at the gold lead. It's shrunken from 10k down to 5k. Definitely not the way Fnatic Onic wanted to end this game out. But this is the problem when you go up against a team like Evos, who are so patient, who are so systematic, and they have the tools available to really go for a long base defense. The Netherrealm, the B-Tricks with the insane amount of bursts and wave clear, and as well as the X-Work, they can do the same thing with true damage. And of course the beefy frontliners like the Franco, like Annabelle on the Fredrin. A lot of layers here that Fnatic Onic will have to peel first before they can go for that crystal.
And now Glockun, he picked up the glowing wand. So with these frontliners, with the way that Fnatic Onic have been playing for the past few minutes of the game, they're gonna start feeling that pressure. They're gonna start feeling that burn. Because the damage from Feramis, it's not exactly as evident, but it builds up. And now Glockun with the glowing wand.
He'll be doing a lot of damage, particularly to Lutpi on the Uranus, who likes to stack up that HP. Lutpi also has to recognize that he is no longer as tanky as he was in the early game. Up till that fight on the bottom side of the base for Evos, that was still pretty okay, but now he can be one-shotted. Evos have bought enough time to reach that level, and with Fluffy being the front liner, now Onic are the ones that are finding it difficult to burn through his HP bars.
The people's champions are making the impossible happen. They go in for the siege.
Whoa.
Let's see the defense.
Harry's still in the mid lane right now. Lutpi gets targeted down as an Iron Hook not connecting. Lutpi just another realm just in time, Sans. But look at another realm now popped in. The fracture going to be used up to try to clear the Lord, but the waves are crashing down into the base. That is open. But Fnatic Onic stay resilient in their own base. Sans picks up the Holy Crystal now with some more burst damage to play with. Dashes forward as a fracture now. Farago armor going to be taken out. Bloody Hop and the Taunt comes in for the Giveaway. A good another round as Renner's Apathy is able to catch Lutpi and take his immortality away, but Lepay gets pulled back by the Shadow Stampede, knocked out by Annabelle, burnt down by Fluffy, and he picks up the killing spree. One member, 7-0. Sans has fallen as well. Fnatic Onic, their base is open wide. Fracture coming down, and CW tries to cover some damage. Will be able to find Blockgood, but look at Braz, whatever the nature, he goes for the base. It's still going to be Carry who tries to survive with Cloud and win now. Will get hooked by Dreams on the Franco. That is Fnatic Onic's nightmare.
One team, one voice, one family. Evos Glory. Against all odds, pinned, pressured, battered. They pulled the impossible. They have forced another game against the unchallengeable, against Fnatic Onic. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, grab your snacks because we're going to game number 6.
Got ourselves a grand finals. The light of hope may have waned, but the voice of the family makes sure that the light shines brighter. It's not over yet. You thought this would be a sweep, you thought this would be easy, but Evo says, just like with the lineup in their last game, we're eyeing for the long game.
Yes, the long game. Onic draft is all about the early game, right? It's all about the early game. The Uranus, the Roger, even the Nolan, right? The Grok. They are eyeing for the early game. They are eyeing for the fast end. But Evos Glory have that X-Borg, have that Beatrix, have that Paramis to hold the line, hold the door for Evos Glory. And they really did hold the door. And they executed perfectly, I would say.
that was a perfect game for Fnatic Onic too, right? That
Yeah.
was a zero-kill game, sure. Technically, they were losing from the start, but objective-wise, goldie, map pressure, map control, everything else was on the side of Fnatic Onic. Evos maybe banned Franco.
Yeah.
Get it off the dreams, this guy.
Oh man, yeah, at this point, you might as well try and do something about it. Either in the draft or maybe just banning them straight up.
You know, a funny thing, what I always say to the players, like, if we see a Franco game and he hit the first hook on the game, it's gonna be good Franco game. And he did it twice already, game 4 and game 5.
So that's a tell.
That's a tell.
Okay, make a mental note, ladies and gentlemen. The first hook, whether it lands or not. But again, there was just so many things that went really wrong for Onic in the later stage of the game. You guys mentioned a few things already, and I think the Faramis was also a big problem, right? It denied so much kill pressure from Kyrie. It denied so many great momentum creations by Keyboy on the Grok. I don't know. Yes, Franco is a problem, but I think the Faramis was too.
The Faramis, and I really appreciate the last 2 picks. Along with the Franco, they also picked up the Beatrix. They needed a little bit more of a stronger basic attack, especially to deal with the Uranus. And now for this game, we saw 2 teams that fully understood the strengths of their lineup. Even though Fnatic Onic, yes, at some point they were leading the game because of how they controlled everything. They knew that, as Coach Aldo mentioned, they're great for the early game. That's why they would force fights before Turtles, before the Lords, to force resources out of Evos first before they would go and say, hey, what, you thought you got a kill? Okay, you got a kill, we'll get the objective. And then they'll roll through that. But eventually it'll just get to the point where Evos Glory's lineup will just make the Uranus feel useless. And that Uranus was so important to the lineup of Fnatic Onic.
Yes, and as we can see, the layer of CC that Evos Glory did to the Uranus for the last team fight was beautiful.
Yeah.
They wait for the Purify, and then after the Uranus pop the Purify, the Fredin goes in first, get the taunt, get the knockup, and then Franco goes for the hook, and I think it's kind of GG for Fnatic Onic at that point.
So player of the game, however, presented to you by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy S24 series. 2 games in a row. Franco, 2 times player of the game. It's gotta start to tell you something, would it not?
You have to wonder if they're thinking like they can maybe deal with it one more time, one more try, right?
Hey,
3
man.
times the charm.
Then we'll be back to a best of 1, right? I don't know if Fnatic Onic want to take that gamble, man. You know, they've been confident, but I think it's like, you gotta do it now. You gotta close it out, bro, because the momentum is shifting.
Along with the Franco, if I'm Fnatic Onic, yeah, bro, just really don't give the Fredrin anymore to Annabelle. Do not.
Yeah, I agree, and also, if you look at these team fights that ensued, I really appreciate Clockwood's positioning. He doesn't show up for Sans to steal his ultimate. He just hide, and when the time is right, they all go in together. So Sans has a hard time to steal the Pyramus ultimate to save the team.
I mean, to make this worse for the side of Fnatic Onic, the fact that they have the Grok as a counter engage tool, he's forced to use it as an engage tool because the hook keeps landing. And he needs to try and use it, and that way, once the Nether Realm is popped by Evos, they just keep moving forward. And we kept talking about the moving forward for Evos. If they have the pace, if they have the aggression, it's hard to stop them.
And they really also played around the idea of every time Grims got a hook, every time they did that layer of crowd control along with the Fredrin that you mentioned, Coach Aldo, even the little pullbacks by Clockwood with the Shadow Stampede, they know Keyboy will be the first to respond. You know there will be a Grog coming in with a wild charge, so prepare for that. And I like how, along with the positioning you mentioned, Clockwood didn't waste his Nether Realm. He made sure that the ultimate was, if it's gonna negate the damage, if it's not gonna negate the damage, it's gonna save someone's life. He made the most out of every ultimate as a Pyramus.
Match point Evos. What a mythical creature. Match point Evos. My
Not again.
goodness. I mean, it happened yesterday up against GeekFam. 2-1. They had the match point. GeekFam had the game as well. And Evos suddenly they have a spell casted on those boys, those BBs, man.
to wonder if it's just the experience, right? We talked about how brands always nerves of steel,
Dreams and brands?
Dreams and brands, as we
Yeah.
say.
Saying they're ex-BTR players.
Shut up, bro.
Oh man.
That is not where I was going with that. The point
He's
is,
just so sick of it. He's been hearing it for how many months already?
back to it. Again, they just were able to stall for long enough that everyone just came online. Even Fluffy on the X-Borg, right? The fact that Fnatic Onic were trying to do their whole hiding thing again and again, but with the with the Ice Queen's one, sorry, in the hands of Fluffy, it became a lot slower, right? Everyone was slowed down by the fire, and that is also part of why the skills, the catches, the card control tools from Evos Glory were just landing that much more reliably as well on top of the whole combo, the card control into the Iron Hook.
Man, like, I mean, this whole game was so cool. We get to see the Fnatic Onic version of a banana split.
Yeah.
Up until Evos Glory going back, and all the way from the draft, it just seems like they are doubling down on how good Dreams is on the Franco, because that Beatrix pick is just a weird pick right now.
Yeah.
Unless you combo it with a phenomenal Franco. And even in this game, when you were behind, they're like, all right, it's okay, it's okay. We rely on the Franco, we gamble on the Franco. This guy can look for one moment, and that one moment can change the game. And he didn't just find one moment, he found so many moments. It was so ridiculous. And it's all through what Coach Aldo said. The layering of CC to bait out the Purify of Lutpi. And then after that, and also the combination of the Valentina not being able to steal that Nether Realm. Because it doesn't matter if you pick off Lutpi if there's a Nether Realm.
I would go one layer and said that the fact that Sans is forced to really look for that Netherrealm again and again also limits his creativity. For the longest time, whenever Sans is able to get the Valentina, we expect crazy usage of the IMU, weird selections. But in this fight, in this game, where the team fights were just so important, he needs that Netherrealm, and his creativity just gets curbed that much more than usual.
Is this a Onic won this, right?
Yeah, this is an
like
Onic
a-
win game, yeah.
Like an ocean there?
Gold lead win.
I just can't believe it.
I think this is the first time in Mpl Indonesia Season 13 that we've seen a team win without the gold lead. Huh.
Entirely, by the
Wait a
way.
minute, you might be right.
Entirely. So imagine the amount of trust and faith you have in your team and your fellow players to be able to stay patient up until that very moment to turn it around. Because, I mean, a normal person would be like, okay, GG, let's focus on the next game.
I mean, we can see right? If you guys know, right, we can hear Evos Glory's comms. They are so calm. They are so calm. So I think it doesn't matter for them like to lose 10k gold. You're just still being calm and just we just look for our window of opportunity and just go if we have that window. And I think it shows that they're so calm.
I think I have to go back to what you said, Aldo. When you hit rock bottom, there's nowhere else than up, and they hit 3-0, and they were down 3-0. They hit rock bottom.
Championship point. Championship point. You're not held at match point. You're held at championship point.
Shows
And
again.
they don't let it get to them. That's so impressive, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm happy that it's not a sweep. Even happier now because Evos is looking really competitive. Great understanding of the strengths and the power spikes of their lineup. Seems like, I don't know if it was jitters in the beginning or for a moment they were just getting scrambled going up against Onic, but now, as you mentioned, they just look calm. They look in the zone right now. And if we go to game number 7, it'll be a tremendous honor to share the desk with y'all on that, because Evos deserves it, because it's not just this series, it's not just this playoffs. It's been the story of their entire season 13. That number 7 haunted them for the longest time, and now that number 7 might be their salvation.
I mean, you know, a lot of teams, they keep talking about, oh, when you go up against Onic, there seems to be this mental block. Everyone's like, oh wow, this is the Onic. What do you think, Coach Aldo? Have Evos just completely burst through that mental block, or were they just that calm, that collected, that it never bothered them in the first place?
I think the mental block of Onic facing Fnatic Onic is so season 11, season 12. I think in season 13, many teams have beaten Onic, for sure. And I think they've just like
In the regular season.
just unfortunately they cannot meet in the playoffs, right? Unfortunately,
Could you repeat that?
I know, but me myself doesn't go to the playoffs, so I cannot say anything. Yeah.
Technically only Gani can, you know.
Yeah, none of our team.
Only
I mean,
Gani.
you can say it because, like, you know, you have nothing to lose. I can't say to Coach Aldo, I like him too much. It's so hard. It's too hard. I can't do it.
The pain.
The pain and the agony. And it's the pain and the agony that you guys can actually witness when the ESL comes around. SPS, dive into the action like Kadita dives into the ocean. Don't forget to check out the tickets that are already up and available for you guys to grab. You guys can scan the QR code down below to get your hands on it because they're so affordable. 10K, 10K.
Yeah.
Meals are more expensive than 10K, all right? We're facilitating each and every one of you to be able to make it. We want to build a community together, and what better way than enjoying Mobile Legends?
I love your selling point for Snapdragon Pro Series. Come here to witness the pain and agony of the players.
Do you not love to watch Pain and Agony?
No, it's great. Yeah, it's drama. It's exciting.
Super exciting. Just like what Budikara Monster and Monica are doing right now. Let's check them out. What you doing over there?
Bersama dengan Monica, Bude sudah menemukan juga nih Monik yang menarik di sini. Tentunya ini di samping Monica ada seorang content creator yang tentunya udah dikenal ya. Ada Ivan Love di sini.
Halo,
Ivan. Apa kabarnya ini? Kayaknya hari ini ke Grand Final MPL Indonesia Season 13 bareng siapa nih?
Aku lagi bareng orang kaya di sini, Pak Ais. Ini
Halo,
owner
halo.
nih, owner. Wah.
Owner
Dari brand Erigo. Ya.
Brand Erigo.
Ya.
Halo, salam kenal, salam kenal.
Salam kenal, Salken. Banyak banget pantas dari tadi ya. Bude ngeliat selain pada pakai jersey, pada pakainya kaos Erigo.
Ya, alhamdulillah, terima kasih.
Dan nggak cuma dari para pengunjung, tapi kan kita tahu sendiri Erigo itu udah nggak asing di kuping kita. Dari pro player pun juga banyak collab-collabannya dari Erigo loh, Monik.
Betul sekali ya, jadi banyak sekali juga merchandise dari tim-tim MPL yang menggunakan Erigo. Jadi udah nggak asing lagi. Tapi anyway, Ivan dan juga Mas Haris, ini gimana rasanya menonton langsung nih Grand Final MPL Indonesia?
Kalau dari aku ya, kalau aku kan emang setiap season nggak pernah absen. Aku nongol terus tuh, setiap Grand Final doang tapi.
Khusus Grand Final ya?
Khusus Grand Final.
Oke.
Kalau kali ini aku langsung aja nggak usah ditanya lagi, aku Onic.
Kenapa yakin banget? Ini dari
Karena aku dari season 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 Onic Bude. Udah aku Onic pokoknya.
darahnya kuning.
Karena teman-teman aku Onic semua juga, jadi aku Onic aja.
Persobatan lebih pekat daripada apapun dan udah yakin banget. Belum kita tanya, dia sudah menjawab. Iya. Namun kalau dari CEO Erigo ini, ada prediksi nggak ngelihat Grand Final yang begitu ramai, suasananya gimana sih ini?
Antusiasnya luar biasa sih, luar biasa. Fans-fans dari Sonic, kemudian Evos fans nggak berhenti-berhenti nyanyi ya. Terus komunitas MPL juga luar biasa, ramai banget yang datang. Thank you nih, MPL sudah mengundang kita ini untuk hadir di sini.
Kita yang seneng banget. Tapi kalau ngelihat Fnatic Onic sama Evos Glory, gimana tuh? Ada prediksi-prediksi kah seperti halnya Ivan?
Enggak sih, kalau kita karena kebetulan jujur pada saat Januari kemarin kita ada collab sama Onic dan itu collab pertama kita antara Erigo dengan Onic. Dan alhamdulillah kemudian collab kedua itu Evos di bulan April kemarin. Alhamdulillah masuk final dua-duanya.
Membawa hoki kah?
Iya, apakah Erigo ini, tim yang menggunakan Erigo ini membawa hoki ya? Bisa langsung.
Udah pasti kalau itu, udah pasti.
Udah pasti. Belum ditanyain udah langsung dijawab sama Ivan. Tapi
Jadi nggak bisa milih ya,
Udah
karena
nggak bisa
dua-duanya
milih ya.
pakai Erigo.
Nggak enak karena kita disupport juga sama manajemen Onic, pro player, talent sampai Sonic, kemudian sama Evos juga sama. Talent sampai Evos fam juga bantu Erigo banget, support Erigo banget pada saat kolaborasi kemarin. Jadi nggak bisa milih, jujur.
Gak bisa milih, pantesan nih co-foundernya Erigo, Mas Haris ini gak bisa milih karena dua-duanya memang ini keren-keren banget menggunakan Erigo. Tapi ini Mas Haris kan ini kita udah kental nih melihat Erigo di merchandise tim-tim MPL. Ada rencana gak nih collab sama MPL-nya?
Panjang nih.
Gimana? Kalau collab, asik nggak kalau collab Erigo sama MPL ID?
Coba dong, Nih, kasih semangatnya yuk biar MPL bisa collab sama Erigo. Kasih semangatnya MPL. Udah pada pengen.
Ya, jadi jujur Bude, karena ini antusiasme juga luar biasa, jadi kami akan support komunitas Mobile Legends Indonesia, terutama MPL ID. Terima kasih buat semuanya.
Yes, tentunya pada menantikan juga ya kan seperti apa. Namun ini kan udah 3-2. Kita harus melanjutkan permainan. Ada yang mau disampaikan mungkin satu persatu?
Kalau dari gua udah Onic kelarin aja 4-2, piala kasih ke Onic, oke?
Udah sangat jelas ya. Tapi kalau dari Mas Haris, ada yang ingin disampaikan?
Dua-duanya memberikan yang terbaik, jadi saya nggak bisa milih.
Semangat dua-duanya saja ya gitu.
Cari aman.
Berarti semangatin dua-duanya dong.
Nah, dua-duanya, go Onic, ayo Evos.
Go Onic, ayo Evos.
Pokoknya siapa yang menang, mereka tetap yang menggunakan merchandise dari Erigo ya. Keren sama ya.
Sama-sama. Thank you banget Mas Haris dan juga
Thank
Ivan.
you banget,
Kita akan
Monica,
melanjutkan permainan dari kedua tim ini. Masih di Grand Final dari Mpl Indonesia Season 13. Fnatic Onic. Lagi dan lagi kita hanya mengatakan 1 poin lagi. Tapi dari Evos, mereka mulai mengejar 2 poin lagi. Bisa membawa mereka untuk mengangkat piala ini dan menghentikan dominasi dari tim Fnatic Onic. Siapakah yang akan mendapatkan game selanjutnya? Mari kita sambut bersama Grand Final dari Mpl Indonesia Season 13 lanjutan.
Terima kasih.
We once thought of Evos' glory as mere mortals, but they are making the gods bleed, pushing this to game number 6 in this best of 7 series. And what a way to get through the grand finals.
I am speechless because I'll be honest, I didn't expect it. I feel like a lot of the world didn't expect it. But Evos Glory again, they are full of surprises, just like their fan base, just like their community. And they continue, the drums don't stop, they keep cheering.
Never.
And Evos Glory still keeps rolling.
I mean, my prediction was 4-3 Evos.
Oh,
By the way,
interesting.
Who else had that same prediction?
I don't know.
That's true. How did you get that right? I mean, like, you know, like
I mean, it's
4-3, you predicted 7.
Wait, are you
There's a
convinced that's
possibility.
going to be an Evos win already?
No,
Oh, you know
it's
my
just-
prediction. It was 4-0 Evos. So it means Onic 4-0, right? So
Yes.
Well, you know, I think I just got some demons to exorcise.
Some demons inside of you.
Exercise?
you want to
You
exercise?
wanna
the
exercise
I
your
don't know what
demons.
I'm saying.
Maybe, you
I
know,
don't
we
know
should
what
get
I'm
an
saying.
exorcist to exorcise those demons out of you because for some reason, those demons are taking your capability of speech. And for you guys, Granger and Hayabusa has joined in the fray for the exorcist lineup. You guys can go and check it out on the 18th of May. It starts and it'll be all the way up to, until the 16th of June.
So that's what it means.
Yes. Not exercise, exercise.
Need to exercise.
Speaking of exorcism,
Yeah,
Speaking of
Jujutsu
skins.
Kaisen, ladies and gentlemen, the collab skins are back for a limited time. And not to mention, there are a little bit of revamps here and there. So if you guys are curious as to the changes, you guys can actually check that out because in the draw event, you guys can enjoy a 50% off on your daily first draw. So draw smart. Oh, we have Arfa Tahir in the building. Is he gonna go? Okay, he's not. I thought he was gonna go for a roll for the Exorcist skins, you know?
No fun.
that'll be fun. That'll be cool, man. Why doesn't he go for the roll?
Is he going? Oh, he's not.
Oh, no.
I just keep getting my hopes up. I just love it when people draw on screen. It's like,
Yeah, that used to be a thing, you know.
exactly. It's like, you know, burn the diamonds that I can't.
Because you have way too much.
that's
Unlimited.
that's not what I meant.
You know why? Because you save so much cost by just sitting in the Samsung zone every single time, man.
Wait, I know this guy.
Who?
Is he your brother too?
What the heck?
It's Niall, bro.
Nile.
I had a lot of brothers.
Niall is Mirko's long-lost brother confirmed.
Hello, brother. We're equally as good at jungling, too. So.
Really?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. CW jangan galak-galak. Coach Aldo will translate it.
CW, don't be so scary, man.
Don't be so
Yeah, don't be so scary.
In the last 2 games, he hasn't been too scary, right? He's been tame, kind of, on that Roger. Just a bit. Just a bit. Yeah, seems you got a few girlfriend buffs in the building.
Who are you talking about?
Oh, this
Hang on.
Gugun.
Is this your girlfriend, Arashi?
What? I don't think Gugun is a girl, no.
Oh.
Or maybe we see Yaoi.
I was referring to the one at what? Did you say?
No.
Sorry, what?
Oh, that caught you off guard, didn't you?
No, I was about to say, right? Like, Arashi, no girlfriend in the crowd, but maybe if
Okay.
we see Yaoi, we'll see someone's girlfriend.
Yeah. That's
What?
a fair point.
Oh, look at this utility jungler plus Franco pick. Can they
Pull
get a win? Pull a win?
for Evos. Have to see. There's ways to get around it for sure, but I'm wondering if Onic are thinking about going for a ban straight up, or if they have like an approach, like a strategy to go up against this. Because previously it was looking so good, right? Beefy, tanky guy that you can't kill, or beefy, tanky guy has crowd control immunity, and they've been able to shut down that Iron Hook, but only in the early game, right? So that being the case, I wonder if they're gonna try the same thing, but maybe go a bit more aggro, or are they gonna actually go for something like a straight up ban?
But I think if I'm in the Fnatic Onic shoes, I will choose the blue side now, and I will respect Ben the Faramis because it's been so much nuisance. Because I think that game, the MVP was Clockun because his positioning, his timing of the Nether Realm was so on point, and I think Onic can go toe to toe with the Franco alone. But with the Faramis beside the Franco, I think it's harder. So I think if I'm in the Fnatic Onic side, I would choose the blue side and I would prioritize the Fredrin too, because it's been the winning formula for Evos Glory, right? For 2 games straight now.
All right, we'll put that to the test, ladies and gentlemen, as we enter the drafting phase.
Still same.
But here we are, presented to you by the official
Still
tournament
same.
smartphone Samsung Galaxy. Okay, there are some changes in the bands.
Okay.
Kadira, Luoyi, and the Farsa. Reptar, what's going on?
I think Evos is eventually going to think into drafting the export for their first 2 picks into the blue side. Then Fredrin, of course, they're still going to want to prioritize that. The Farsa ban is surprising to me. I would be even more surprised if Fnatic Onic lets slip the Farsa or the Fredrin. Excuse me, Faramis or the
Faramis,
Fredrin.
yeah.
So either one of those two. Because if they decide to give the chip here, an Evos drafts chip, then you can still draft into the chip and just draft picks so that come the team fight, come the entry of the shortcut, you have an ability to counter it. But no, they're still going to give it. They're going to overload the choices. So they might, if it's the Fredrin get picked here, they're going to have to take the Faramis on the first 2 picks.
Yep, I agree. I think Fnatic Onic needs to deny the Faramis pick. Okay. Different approach. They want to shut down Sans.
So
Interesting.
no Angela, no Fredrin in the first phase here for Evos.
I wonder if Fnatic will go for the Faramis instead, or knowing that it's really Valentina, take that out of the equation completely, and then go for some of the prio picks. Maybe instead of going for the mid lane, go for the side laners as well. Because again, that was a big part of their success earlier, at least, in securing all that early game pressure and the early game flank routes. It also allows Kyrie to farm efficiently as well.
And yeah, I think this Valentina pick also set up for the export pick. So either if Fnatic Onic picks up the Faramis or whatever, I have the export and I have the upper hand now. But if they're going for the Chichi Angela pick, they're going for the Link third pick maybe. You can see.
The thing is, right, the Valentina pickup, it was basically a way to deny the Faramis, the Angela as well, because now technically Evos Glory could go for the Link pick themselves. It'll be kind of tough up against the CC because she can't hold on her own in that lane.
This is gonna be Fred and Export. Yeah. It's still gonna be Fred and Export for sure. So they're like, hey Onic, pick the Link. We're ready for you. It's like asking them. Yeah.
Well, it turns out that Onic will not bite just yet. We'll have to wait and see.
They go for the Claude first, so they're playing their jungle later. If my Filipino brain is telling me Baksha is still open, but then at the same time it's Baksha, Jella, CC Jella, but then you're gonna need another frontliner because then you'll be lacking. Imagine, it's so complicated right now. Other than the fact that we already saw or telegraphed the export getting picked in the first 3 picks because they banned out the Farsa. At the same time, looking at the pick for Fnatic Onic, if ever they could have gone export jungle, I wouldn't have minded it. Export jungle plus the Angela plus the CC. I feel like Evos Glory read into that. That's why they said just pick up the export in the Fredrin already. Steal it away. So now you're really left with, you're not gonna Barret's into an export. Boxer is what you're left with if it's gonna be a tanky jungler.
And I think Evos Glory will ban out the Ling and the last pick because they still don't want to fight the Ling Angela combo for sure.
One against before. Dylan comes in for the side of Fnatic Onic. It is a pick that can shut down the claw technically as well. And from the looks of it, it's going to be an all-out dive. So the huge song is something that's in the consideration. Because the Edith is the ban that Evos will go for.
They are challenging Onyx to pick the Ling here. For sure, they're challenging. Hey Kyrie, pick the Ling. We are ready for you.
That Edith ban, basically, they're doubling down on the challenge. Fnatic Onic did not bite, but now they are forced to answer. Will the Ling be picked? Will Fnatic Onic answer the challenge of the mortals?
I'd be scared for a Ling. So yeah, so it has to be a Baksha. You're gonna have to play the safe route here. So they already have the frontliners in the Baksha and the CC. Your CC is your main frontliner alongside the Angela. You still need magic damage. That's what hurts. There's a little bit of magic damage from Baksha, but it's not going to be enough.
Is this Carry Kaija for Evos Glory?
Ooh!
I like it.
Yeah?
Dream signature, right? We were talking about how Tigreal Minotaur has been the way to go for Dreams. This tournament, they're one-dimensional. They played that way, but this series, they brought up the old Dreams. Kaja, Franco. Remember, he used to be known as only Kaja, only Franco.
This honestly reminds me of Rebellion, to be honest. Right, the Kaja and the Carry, the Franco band, these are all very Audi TZ-esque. But we're seeing it in the hands of Evos Glory. Now, final pick for Fnatic Onic. I'm going to give it to you again. Coach Aldo, prediction.
It's a word, yeah.
All right.
Because they have Baxia already for the front line, so they can flex the Angela to the roamer position and pick more damage to pop off the X-Borg. Yeah, to pop off the Firaga armor of the X-Borg. So I think that's a good pick, but I'm still towards edging to Evos draft because it's much better front to back.
It really looks like it can snowball very quickly. That lineup of Evos Glory, the wave clear with the Kaja, the Valentina in the mid, Fredrin Export throwing bodies for the carry. If ever Fnatic Onic's gonna win, it's because Sans had an insane game as a Gord.
Well, we have seen that the draft index heavily favors Evos for now. So we have to wait and see. Is it gonna be a pure front to back? Is Evos gonna be able to just go for these pickoffs again and again? And can Fnatic Onic have an answer to all the suppressions? Can they beat their worst nightmare?
That's the question. Ladies and gentlemen, game number 6. With the gods bleeding, with things looking, turning up for the people's champions, Evos Glory. Are we looking at a possible game number 7? As we are still match points, however, for the defending champions, Fnatic Onic. Let's get into the land of Dawn.
Expect a clearing battle in the early game where the Baksha will have in the lead. The Baksha Angela combo, again, old strategies coming back here in the toughest of situations. With the mobility, they're going to be able to outmaneuver Evos, but later on, against the X-Borg, against the carry as well, there's a ton of true damage. Going to be a big problem for Kyrie to try and sustain through.
It's already very early on, getting shut down by that shield unity. First blood for Kyrie.
I was actually curious as to how they're going to go in for these engages. Wait a minute, Clockhood.
Dashing forward, a very risky play, but he is able to survive.
But back to the point, right? With Keyboy on the Angela, I was concerned about their engage potential, but apparently it has been answered with the way that Kyrie was able to get that first blood earlier as we now center upon the emblems.
Looking at the emblems here by Games Max, Sans with the Rupture will be doing a surprising amount of more of damage. Kyrie with the Firmness understands that he's going to be the main frontline for the team. Lutfi will serve as more of utility. And on your point, Eterna, when it comes to engage, they have that Vaksha Angela, they can just hit someone, go with the entanglement, or they can just rely on Sans with the Mystic Projectile. The spammable nature of it will be a bit of a problem for Evos, but I think the main problem comes when Dreams makes his move.
Whoa! The battle mirror image to the front as he pops the sprint. A weird angle, but he will lose a whole gold cannon minion in the bottom lane.
We're already seeing the presence of Dreams on the Kaja. What will happen when he gets that level 4 power spike along with Brands picking up those items? This is a sure burst. It's going to be sure burst as well as just pure kill pressure coming in from the White Tigers as they now are going to be posturing around the first turtle of the game. Kyrie almost at level 5, still at level 4, Annabelle. Meanwhile, they're going for the contest. They're going to go for the pick first.
Dreams able to escape the curtain call used up. Tying Dreams and Clockman up, and Fluffy's doing some damage, putting that sack down on Kyrie. And as Xanavel starts up the first turtle of the game. Good zoning by Fluffy. Dreams has the Divine Judgment. Needs to use it wisely, however. Onto Kyrie. Hard guard gonna be used up right now. Divine Judgment to pull Kyrie away, and Annabelle should be able to find it, but no! Kyrie strikes back.
Even with the Divine Judgment, but it looks like, Fluffy gonna be forcing a flicker there. But even with the Divine Judgment being pulled in, Kyrie, with the level advantage, still has the advantage on the neutral objective take, and they will be pulling up first with the gold difference.
Mystic Gush just to poke, and Kyrie is in enemy territory trying to go for the invade already up against this Frederick.
You can see the Kiwo is just trying to be as active as possible, influencing these fights ever so slightly. Sans is still doing pretty okay, but this thing, Clockman goes for the Mystic Gush right there, but they're not really having a composition, mainly looking for those kind of pickoffs. So even when Dreams was able to go for the Divine Judgment, it was meant to be more of a lock-in to try and guarantee the retribution, not a pickoff. And because of that, it's still a pretty good trade for Fnatic Onic. But now with Dreams on the prowl, ever more than before, it's going to be a bit more difficult, especially because they don't really have someone to walk in the front except for Kyrie.
And I'm wondering, even if they go for the picks, right? Even if they do get that pick off, where's the damage coming from? Is it just purely Annabelle and Clockman in the early stage of the game?
It has to be only from them, and I assume that there's going to be more plays from the side lanes as well, so that Brands and Fluffy can kind of weigh in on that situation, get more damage in on the Divine Judgment. You can see that for the most part, Evos, they're playing it kind of passively actually, reacting to the movements of Fnatic Onic, respecting that global presence, that powerful early game from the Baksha.
And now both of these teams are...
Oh!
What a prediction!
Kyrie re-engages instantly with a Blazing Duet now from CW. Gonna go in the back line, but will not be able to find the range. What was that, Keyboy? What was that reaction time, Clockman? Putting some damage back on Sans.
Amazing reflexes from Keyboy, or instinct, if you will. And with a change, with a trade there, technically without any losses, immediately Onic made the first move. They're trying to go and Fluffy.
Forcing out the last Insanity. The Faraga armor depleted. And Lutpi charges forward. Curtain call, tying him up. And they're going in different directions now. Lutpi go for the yo-yo hits and the vengeance as well. Fluffy going to be taken down as Lutpi tries to run away, but he re-engages onto Clockman, who was forced to dash defensively back. And Fnatic Onic now will not go for the turtle, not just yet.
That was a 2v3 situation and they were able to get the better out of it. Fluffy taken off the board. But Fnatic Onic, why don't they go straight for the turtle? What are they waiting for?
They want to make sure Sans is around in case a fight does break out. When it comes down to sure utility tools, Evos has an advantage. But they are late to the party, and Fnatic Onic will be able to get the first neutral objective. A great start, but keep in mind, it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish.
2K gold lead now for the kings of the skies, the kings of the galaxy. As it looks like Keyboy picks up a flask of the Oasis. It will turn the tables around in these team fights.
Flask of the Oasis will definitely have a big thing to say. It will kind of throw the calculations sideways as well for the side of Evos. And even then, before that was even a factor, they were able to go for the turret, but look at this response.
Clear Divine Judgment right into the hard guard CW now, trying to look for a re-engage as Kyrie pops into Poisons. Battle Mirror Image into the Blazing Duet, and Dreams will be taken out, obliterated. FNOC with a massive advantage here in the 6th minute of the game. Looking for the siege in the bottom lane with Clockland stealing away the Mystic Gush. That will be able to zone them away, but he's standing in. DOT and overtime damage. He's recalling. Lutpi cancels it out. The Terrify out to disengage. The Vengeance from Lutpi and a curtain call ties them up. Fnatic Onic collapse in the bottom lane. Clockland is down.
The sandwich play works out for Fnatic Onic with 2 members taken down in that exchange with the price of none. That exchange from Dreams with the Flicker Divine Judgment did not pay off. And turns out CW was able to get a lot out from it. A tower in the bottom side, 2 assists as he's looking for more items to get to that power spike.
In the meanwhile though, on the top side, Fluffy was able to actually equalize in the turret game. Great news for Evos, but they're still on the back foot. Same thing applies though. The longer this game goes, the more there's ways for Evos to try and find their way to claw back to victory. Especially with a tool as powerful as Divine Judgment in the hands of someone like Dreams. You gotta keep their eyes out and wait around. If they want to play the macro game, it will still be able to be maneuvered, manipulated by them. And now you can see Evos always first to the party.
Let's see if they can finish it, right? We can see that Kyrie is at level 10 already. So Dreams, he needs to pull out a miracle. Look for a proper play to get the better in this Retribution battle.
Lutpi throwing Annabelle away. That's a hard guard. CW going back to the battle mirror image and he plays down Lutpi. Dealing with the Frog armor with the curtain call as well. Dreams gonna be isolated there with a Blazing Duet now. CW's spacing so well. Calvin with Nata, my goodness. Dreams wasn't able to utilize the Divine Judgment. Did you see that spacing? Oh my lord.
Beautiful spacing for sure. It's not just the HP, the shielding, the healing, it's also the movement speed boost. And in the hands of someone like Calvin Winata, that small movement speed addition is enough to swing the balance. Of course, great moves from Lutpi as well, zoning away both Annabelle and Fluffy. The key players here for Evos' composition when it comes to contesting ground. The fact that they had to back away so fast means the rest of the team needs to back away with them. And just like that, Fnatic Onic will be trying to go for more objectives after getting actually the mid lane turret as well. If you take a look at the items, with the War Act and the Brutal Breastplate, this is one of the biggest power spikes for Lutpi, having both the big movement speed and the damage to really chase anyone down.
And now it looks like Brands is just a second away from his 3rd item. That power spike from the carry to be able to combo that in with the Divine Judgment from Dreams.
Now if you look at Sans here on the gourd, Ice Queen's one's very early, less damage technically compared to the glowing one, but all the utility that they very desperately require as Kyrie rolls in for a play.
Sandwich maneuver, Dreams gets spotted on the bush as well and now gets isolated from the team. Fnatic Onic are going to capitalize on this moment. Dreams cannot even use the Divine Judgment in time. Well played, Fnatic Onic, attacking from different angles to isolate one, and Evos Glory had to sacrifice the roamer.
They push the tempo and they push the pace. They look for a pick just as CW gets that golden staff, right? So that 3-item power spike for the Claude finally hit, and it looks like they're looking for more.
Lutpi is taking advantage of it. Annabelle! Slayed in the bottom lane, Blazing Duet from Calvin Winata! But it's Lutpi who claims the double.
The gods, the kings of the skies, they are picking up where they left off. And in this 10th minute of the game, they have slain 2 mortals with a 7k gold lead, looking to make it a 7k.
Evos losing more and more control as the game goes on. 8k gold lead for Fnatic Onic. And the speed, man, is a deadly weapon in the hands of Fnatic Onic. Cutting off Evos from the safety zones. Doesn't matter if you have a suppression, a Divine Judgment, when there's no safe area, there's no team to pull the victim to. With Fnatic Onic arriving behind them.
They've been so good at taking that kill pressure away. Dream still at 0-3-0. Imagine on one of his signature picks. They have not been able to make it work. But mind you, ladies and gentlemen, we have been in this position before. 8K gold lead now for Fnatic Onic. It still needs finesse if they want to finish this off.
Well, the big difference is damage output. Earlier we saw that Fnatic Onic later in the game kind of loses out on it, but with a Claude approaching the final item, already with the Wind of Nature, and with the glowing one ready for Sans, there's a ton of high ground pressure, and Annabelle takes the first Mystic Projectile. And so Fnatic Onic are waiting for a chance here.
With the First Lord, remember, there's still a chance at the siege working, but it seems Evos Glory have enough wave clear to deal with it for now. Fnatic Onic unable to get any base turrets, not with the First Lord.
It's back to just controlling and increasing that gold advantage even more, and especially the level advantage as well. Once the next Lord comes around, if Kyrie can secure an insane level advantage, already approaching level 15 here, it's going to be a great situation for Fnatic Onic to be in. Great security in securing that Lord, but also great team fight potential if they can make sure that they keep the gold differential increasing.
The crowd is silent, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone is watching in suspense. Evos fans, their eyes are locked onto the big screen as they are antsy, they're frantic in suspense of what will come next.
Dreams gets engaged on Mystic Gush, not able to take him down right now. Last Insanity to the backline as he gets caught by the curtain call, but he uses the second part of that Last Insanity to still escape. And it's all Fnatic Onic. Evos have only been able to react.
And it's a great situation, especially from Fnatic Onic, because they can just keep going for plays like this. They trade half their HP bars. The Keyboy, the health dispenser, is literally there. Just top everyone up for a rinse and repeat. So even, especially in those neutral objective fights that Evo's Glory have always been so solid, so good in, they're losing out in ways to just outplay Fnatic Onic.
But now it looks like Evos are up to something here. They're trying to control their orange buff. And remember, if Keyboy goes in for a split, Evos might go for the launch, but it also could be a trap. So it's just the mind games, the chess match in the game that is happening between both of these teams so far. But you can see that Fnatic Onic, they have their eyes on the prize. They have that Lord as their next moment.
I think right now for Evo's Glory, the CC ultimate also plays a big role here. It just exacerbates the damage output from the side of Fnatic Onic, and it also locks in the two heroes that want to go in and out, hide in and out of danger, forcing them to stick around, to be gunned down by CW, to be melted down by Sans. The next objective falling into their hands with the Holy Crystal in the hands of Keyboy. I think Onic are trapping for a massive play to seal the deal. And Evos, they secure some utility. Clockun with the Winter, can they find a big play, a big opportunity to save this game?
Match point Evos. It might be the end to their run. And Fnatic Onic know full well how to utilize it. Shield unity into the front, Fluffy, no Virago armor, Brazer's Wrath, only do some damage, coming without on the blade into round to Clockun, forcing the Winter Truncheon, and forcing Clockun back, but somehow Evos Glory have still been able to hold on their base. Their structure ruined, Calvin will not tie again, with a Battle Mirror Image escaping from the Divine Judgment. But is yet to be able to catch him. Fluffy again, losing the Virago armor this time, having to run all the way back. One base turret remaining for Evos Glory, for their chase to glory. Two waves can be cleared up by Evos. Mystic Gush from Sans. Two-man time from Annabelle, but he gets shredded down by Lupe! And Brands is forced to use the Blazing Duet as the hard guard comes through, and Grave still is unable to find a Divine Judgment. Lupe picks up a double. Calvin without to buy the immortality just in time. And look at how they run down on Evos Glory. With the vengeance, Lupe takes Brands out, and Fluffy cannot deal with him. Clockun against the world. In the chase for glory, they slay dragons, robots, and the Kingslayers. But today, they received a grim reminder that they still live in fear of the Sky Kings.
Trialed and tested, doubted, challenged, punch after punch, foe after foe. The Sky Kings continue their reign. And their reign is absolute. Ladies and gentlemen, Onic, their run in the regular season, it wasn't as dominant. There were so many contenders this season. We had Evos, we had Geek, we had Bigatron on their upward journey. And yet, at the very end, none of it mattered.
The heavens themselves shuddered in Mpl ID Season 13. But at the end of the day, the gods looked down and the kingdom that they reigned over and said, "You are still mine." Undisputed, undeniable, the apple of my eye. 1, 2, 3, 4 times
in a row. The Sky Kings still reign. Their empire goes.
It's a crazy turn of events. We thought it was going to be a one-sided endeavor. Evos made it look competitive, made it look difficult, but in the end, when you're up against the Sky Kings, they are inevitable.
But despite all that, ladies and gentlemen, we have got to give it to Evos Glory. Our Cinderella story, our anime arc, the people's champions had pushed the undisputable, the gods of the game at Mpl ID to the very edge. Nobody expected a 6th game. And Evos Glory will still be the representatives of Indonesia at Riyadh, at MSC, to look for a trophy for themselves. We are gonna see the last bow from this organization, this team that went -7 match points in week number 2, day number 3. Evos Glory, one team, one voice, one family.
And one goal, which was glory. They were able to find their way to Riyadh to accompany the Sky Kings, and they have nothing to be ashamed of. An absolutely spectacular season, a comeback worth everything, and the fans in the building know. The supporters of Evos will smile even with that loss. They know they'll come back stronger, just like they did in the regular season, just like they were able to prove. But today is a time for this team you see on screen.
This is the moment that we have been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen. Fnatic Onic to claim what was rightfully theirs from the beginning. Without further ado,
ladies and gentlemen, your season 13 champions, Fnatic Onic!
it has been an amazing season with you, ladies and gentlemen. It's been an honor to share the desk with Mirko, Arashi, Reptar all the way from the Philippines, and of course, Coach Aldo. After 9 weeks of sweat, blood, and tears, after what feels like a million matches, a million games, after seeing the sweat, the blood, the tears, the agony, and the glory, we will see you next season. We're signing out for the day. Thank you very much. Onic, long may thy reign.
Gold untuk bergabung bersama kami di atas panggung untuk menyerahkan hadiah, untuk menyerahkan medali dan cincin emas.
dari UBS Gold akan dikalungkan kepada tim Mpl Onic. Dan tentunya ini adalah kemenangan 4 kali berturut-turut selama 4 season dan membuat Mpl Onic menjadi atau mendapatkan gelar sebagai 4P champion.
Yap, mereka memiliki banyak sekali emas. Dengan kemenangan mereka beruntun, tak terpatahkan dominasi yang dimiliki oleh Mpl Onic. Satu persatu dikalungkan. Inilah dia medali emas dari UBS Gold.
Medali emas dikalungkan satu persatu kepada Raja Galaksi kita di Mpl Indonesia Season 13 yang tentunya juga akan mewakili Indonesia di MSC 2024. Dan ini berarti Mpl Onic menjadi juara bertahan di MSC setelah menjadi champion di MSC 2023. Kita tentunya berharap di 2024 ini kita bisa melihat Mpl Onic kembali mendapatkan gelar sebagai champion.
Dan semua kerja keras, dedikasi dari tiap player, bahkan coaching staff bersama seluruh manajemen, ditambah dengan semua super fans yang tak hadir, yang mendukung Fnatic Onic hingga titik ini. Mereka berjuang dari regular season, mereka merombak dan terus-menerus mencari strategi dan komposisi terbaik untuk mereka.
9 minggu di regular season diselesaikan dengan begitu baik, berada di top 2 klasemen dan di babak playoff melaju dengan begitu nyaman di upper bracket sampai pada akhirnya mendapatkan gelar sebagai Raja Galaksi.
4 kali. Ini adalah dominasi yang begitu membuat kita terbelanga karena 4 kali ini yang terjadi di sini. Dan setelah medali tentu saja Fnatic Onic mereka akan mendapatkan cincin emas.
Cincin emas by UBS Gold tentunya. Mungkin ini sudah menjadi koleksi dari Mpl Onic.
Coach Yap, show it Coach Yap. 4.
Satu lagi bisa lengkap satu tangan nih, 5 jari lengkap.
Atau Coach Yap ingin mengisi seluruh jarinya.
10 jari kita akan lihat nanti.
Namun cincin pertama untuk Lutfi. Disimpan di jari manisnya karena ini akan menjadi kenangan manis untuk Lutfi. Baru saja bergabung dan dia sudah bisa mengangkat piala ditambah dengan mendapatkan medali dan juga cincin dari UBS Gold.
Medali dan juga cincin telah dikalungkan dan telah dipasangkan di jari Mpl Onic.
Sulap, cewek tetap jenaka. Dan mengingat kita melihat para player yang berjuang pula. Mereka berjuang sebagai tim, mereka berjuang sebagai satu kesatuan. Dan begitu banyak pula hadiah yang mereka dapatkan karena perjuangan mereka sampai titik ini.
Tentunya bukan hanya para player tetapi juga seluruh coach dan juga seluruh coaching team menjadi inti kemenangan dari tim Fnatic Onic.
Kacing, babling, Fnatic Onic begitu berkilau.
Dan tentunya selanjutnya kami turut mengundang Bapak Faris Shitki, MX Assistant Product Marketing Manager Samsung Electronics Indonesia untuk bisa berada di panggung dan tentunya akan menyerahkan Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. Wow! Tim Fnatic Onic akan mendapatkan Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. Ternyata emas saja tidak cukup dan kali ini mendapatkan smartphone dari Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra.
Ya, mereka menang dengan device ini pula. Kali ini mereka pulang dengan membawa device baru. Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra nanti akan membantu mereka di Riyadh biar bisa berkomunikasi dengan semua pro player internasional yang akan mereka temui dari berbagai region.
Betul sekali karena dengan Samsung Galaxy S24 series begitu banyak fitur-fitur yang bisa membantu Pak tim dari Mpl Onic ini untuk tentunya memberikan performance yang terbaik di Riyadh nanti untuk MSC 2024. Satu persatu menerima Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. Luar biasa.
Dan belum berakhir, tentu saja untuk Mpl Onic mereka akan mendapatkan tentu saja giant check. Maka dari itu kita undang Bapak perwakilan dari Deputi Bidang Hubungan Internasional dari PBSI,
Bapak Cahyono Prasetyanto. Langsung diserahkan ini simbolik giant papan yang tentunya ini simbolik mereka sebagai Raja Galaxy Mpl Indonesia Season 13.
baik kita akan berfoto bersama dengan VIP, mungkin bisa bergabung juga dari UBS Gold. Semua perwakilan sudah berada di atas panggung. Mari kita abadikan momen ini, momen penuh hadiah, momen penuh selebrasi untuk Fnatic Onic.
Our 4-beat champion of Mpl Indonesia, Team Fnatic Onic.
Dan tentu saja terima kasih.
Terima kasih kepada Bapak Cahyono Prasetyanto. Disilakan untuk bisa kembali. Dan tentunya Bude Clara, kita sudah melihat tim Fnatic Onic menjadi Raja Galaxy. Tapi tentunya ada satu player yang begitu berdampak penting pada match kali ini.
Dia begitu memukau, menarik banyak perhatian dan memberikan impact yang besar untuk pertarungan di babak Grand Final ini. Siapakah yang akan menjadi Final MVP dari Fnatic Onic? Siapa Sonic? Begitu banyak nama yang disebut, namun Bunda mendengar ada satu nama yang terus menerus disuarakan.
Dan langsung saja inilah final MVP Mpl Indonesia Season 13. Cewek! Congratulations Cewek as the finals MVP Mpl Indonesia Season 13.
Cewek berseason-season dia berada di Onic hingga pada akhirnya menjadi Fnatic Onic. Dia membela Onic dan pada akhirnya performa dari Cewek di season 13 khususnya di final ini. Dia membuktikan diri dan bahkan dia sempat tidak tersentuh di beberapa game. Untuk Cewek, mohon maju beberapa langkah untuk kita selebrasi bersama.
Cewek our finals MVP bisa maju ke depan.
Maju
karena akan mendapatkan Golden Cup yang akan diserahkan oleh Bapak Daniel Limas perwakilan dari UBS Gold.
Dan tidak hanya itu, Cewek akan mendapatkan banyak sekali, tapi inilah dia. Mari kita abadikan momen Golden Thumb, jempol dari Cewek yang benar-benar membawa masa keemasan dari Fnatic Onic.
Cewek our finals MVP menerima Golden Thumb by UBS Gold dan tentunya juga akan menerima Samsung Galaxy A55 5G piala MVP yang akan diserahkan oleh Bapak Faris Shitki, MX Assistant Product Marketing Manager Samsung Electronics.
Begitu banyak hadiah yang Cewek dapatkan, bahkan konfeti pun juga menjadi hadiah dari para sobat Cewek.
Wow, Giant Thumb by UBS Gold. Kemudian tentunya ada piala MVP Samsung Galaxy A55 5G. Nah, inilah
Trofi sudah diberikan.
trofi.
Lalu tentu saja ada Samsung Galaxy A55 5G untuk Cewek supaya bisa bermain lebih lama lagi, bisa bermain lebih luas lagi.
Dan juga tentunya ini adalah simbolik Cewek mendapatkan gelar sebagai Finals MVP Mpl Indonesia Season 13. Terima kasih kepada Bapak Daniel Limas dan juga Bapak Faris Sidki telah menyerahkan hadiah-hadiah yang begitu luar biasa kepada tim penarik Onic sebagai Raja Galaxy dan juga our Finals MVP cewek.
Silakan, Sonic Superfans semua yang menantikan suara dari cewek. Cewek mau puisi, mau pantun, mau tebak-tebakan, boleh. Final MVP bebas.
Pertama gue mau ngucapin terima kasih banyak kepada yang udah dukung, sama kedua orang tuaku, sama nenekku tercinta yang ada nonton di Medan, dan keluarga besar. Ada juga pacarku yang nonton sekarang, sama Sonic yang udah ngedukung. Thank you banget semua. Gue nggak bisa berkata banyak lah. Pokoknya terima kasih dukungan kalian selama ini. Semoga gue sama tim gue Onic bisa melaju jauh lah di MSC, dan kita bakal coba yang terbaik buat mempertahankan gelar MSC.
Cakep.
Belum dong.
Apa dong?
Ada pantun, ada pantun.
Ada.
Siap-siap
ini
cakepnya ya.
Bude udah ngecakepin duluan. Cewek dipersilakan.
Beli lontong sama si Kairi.
Cakep.
Jangan lupa bagi-bagi.
Cakep.
Mana Nits yang bilang bukan era Onic lagi?
Dan tentunya tim penarik Onic memperlihatkan mereka masih era Onic. Dan mungkin tim penarik Onic masih ada yang ingin disampaikan.
Tolong disampaikan. Untuk tim Onic, penatik Onic, kita ingin mendengarkan.
Adi.
Apa nih?
Sampaikan sesuatu atas kemenangan kalian.
Makasih.
Forfeit champion.
Jangan. Kenapa?
Sampaikan sesuatu sebagai forfeit champion. Sejarah baru.
Mungkin ini udah lama sih, karena kan MPL ini 9 minggu kan. Terus terakhir kita itu di regular season terseok-seok lah bahasanya. Terus yang gue lihat banyak banget orang seneng gitu, kayak ini bukan era Onic, ini bukan era Onic gitu lah. Tapi yang